WIIFTBP. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
Today we learned that a Kentucky state grand jury found that the officer responsible for killing Breonna Taylor. Rulings like this one set us back and come as yet another challenge to the hard work and progress we have already made. It means we fight even harder against the systems of inequality and injustice designed to keep too many of us down. We will and we must continue to say her name. We will and we must continue to demand justice. And we will and we must do everything in our power to prevent any more names from being added to this roll, like George Floyd, or closer to home, Rekia Boyd, and Laquan McDonald, and too many others. I want you to know that I support you and will do everything in my power to protect you.
Regarding the CBS 2 story last night about the raid on the social worker's home, why did your administration go to court to try and prevent the body camera video from being broadcast? And why is your administration asking a federal judge to punish Ms. Young for sharing video of her own home being raided?
And I watched that video. Now, this case was litigated in federal court. The federal judge put in place an order. There's allegations that she has violated that. A federal judge put rules in place. It's for that judge to determine whether or not that was appropriate. I'm not going to sit here and second guess a federal judge or how the information related to that matter was handled. That's for that judge who I know and is very competent and I'm sure will be fair in assessing.
Oh my God, this cannot be right! How is this legal?
Because COPA has not yet made a decision in 22 months on this.
I just, look, we got to fess up and we got to clean it up.
You have the wrong place! You got the wrong house! You got the wrong house!
We will and we must continue to say her name.
WIIFTBP.
Riis Jackson.
If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them?
Be like me said. Randy said a Jukathon Day.
Man, we about 60 years old. We done had a heart
You gotta
attack.
get your heart rate up.
Okay, not that far.
All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't.
You don't like that? Yeah.
I don't like that.
Because I'm the boss of this thing.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from Remy too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Every black holiday has something to do with calling off for work.
You're cool.
How about National Join a Positive Black Organization Day? Because I don't want to be recruited. I don't want to be recruited and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth.
Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Hello.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
Keep calling me, give you some love, you want all of it. I'm out here working, nigga, get a grip. I'm just trying to touch a million, you just wanna coexist. I say you clingy and you contradict. Give you my heart, you think it's counterfeit. Give you my word and you won't trust in it. What's the point of loving me if you don't know what trust is? I need the is you give now. Please don't back down on me. I know you've got the attention I need. Put your pride aside for me. Oh, 'cause I need that ease. Put your pride aside. side for me. That is while I'm out trying to get that ease. Know that I need that ease. Put your pride aside for me, baby. You're insecure, it's driving me crazy. I'm trying to get it and you keep on saying it all my love, it's never enough. I put up with you for too long, now I'm over it. You want affection, I need money, I'ma call it quits. That is, that is, that is. Put your pride aside for me. That is why I'm trying to get it. Need it. That is put your pride aside for me. Put it aside, put it aside, put it aside, put it aside, put it aside. Put your pride aside, put it aside. On me. Put your pride aside for me.
Listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stoger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let this give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Oh, wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Ruthie Moore not coming today. Ruthie Moore not coming this whole week. Ruthie Moore said,
I'm trying. Well, let me mind my Ruthie don't feel good. Let's just put it that way.
She been out there and trying to get.
Yeah, I just all right, you know what I'm saying?
You know how she's watching. So, you know, I know she.
Yeah,
watching.
she will. She will.
I heard you last week.
Right. She will come back. She will have notes.
You're right.
I'm telling you, Ruthie is the enforcer. Like she is. I'm telling you. Like when I have my official mob, like Ruthie gonna be walking down the line. I'm gonna be saying stuff. She gonna have her black gloves on. She gonna be like, Dante still ain't been in the studio.
We ain't playing your music no more.
Playing your music. Dante, you better get in the studio. You know it would be slick though. Since she ain't gonna be here, he should come in this week. Right? Because he can slide in without really getting all the way. Because you know Ruthie, I'll be, hey, Dante, how you doing? Ruthie will be sitting right there. She'll just be mean mug. Like, you ain't bought no ads. You know how many times, you know how many minutes of airtime we done gave you, times how many live viewers, times. Dante, you know what I'm saying? Dante, if you a slick, I seen you at your Oprah Winfrey reminiscence. Right? I know you Oprah big. We got you. But don't forget the peoples. And you know Ruthie will not let you forget. She I'm telling you, Ruthie keeps I thought I kept a list. No, Ruthie keeps a list. And she be acting like she don't be seeing, she be seeing. She be like, hey, Maze, I heard, Mug was do-do-do. I be like, dang, Ruthie. Yeah. So Ruthie's out for the week. I think that's what the thing is. But it's okay, because we're going to be all right. I got my man DJ Riis the Ruler. It's one day away from his, well, it's not really his day.
It's my day.
It's not.
It is. Man.
It's not Riis.
It's a day that the Lord has made.
Okay. That's everybody's day then. But I'll give you props. I'll give you a little, I really don't like the whole kind of, I got to be thinking about this. We was talking about you the other day. We was thinking we was going to have a watch party.
I mean, I should have, man.
But Riis, if I do a watch party, man, especially with my blue checking on.
Okay, OJ.
See how brothers came in. Brothers got, I ain't need the white folks to make me be OJ. The brothers came and made me OJ. They like, see, it's like the white people. Look, I was the other day, I was in the store. Shout out to Nicole Johnson. Shout out to Nicole Johnson. Right, I was in where was I at? I was at Mariano's. So I was pushing my cart, got my little mask on. Me and the boy, I got my driver with me. Nicole's like, hey, Mace. I was like, I didn't really know who she was. She's like, it's Nicole Johnson. Congratulations on your blue check. I was like, thanks, sis. See that, man? You know what I'm saying? It's like Riis. When you get yours, and I think you're going to get you one. I'm rooting for you, dog. Don't root against me, man. I'm going to call my peoples. Now, I'm going to tell you how shady, though, it was, though. I must tell you, when I got my blue check, I was all excited. I was sitting at the table. We down at the restaurant. And Carrie was like, oh, you just got one?
Oh, man.
I was like, she's like, you could have called. I said, I wanted to earn mine. Thank you very much. I did not want to call the peoples, because I know the people, to call to just get it, right? And, you could just. But I was just like, no, it's all good. So I was pretty proud of my blue check, Riis. So, if I hold a blue check watch party for you, hey, can I tell you one thing, though?
I was proud of you, too, man. You see, I texted you and told you I was proud of you, man.
Right. And then you said, OJ. I'm proud of you, OJ. Like, don't get too big for your britches.
You got to let them know.
You got to let them know. Like, I still expect. But, Riis, I am going to tell you. I'm not going to trip. It does look all official when you comment on somebody post and it be like, Maze Jackson, check.
And they be like, look at somebody.
So, for everybody else who don't want to tell you, like, if it's somebody outside of Chicago, they'll be like, dag dog, who is dude? They'll be click, click, click.
I told you I got blue check dudes commenting on my page, man. I told you I'm on a different level. That's when you stunt. And they don't even know. That's my good. But
I ain't going to tell you. I'll be like, so. It makes my, like, when I be thinking about, like, the other day when I was commenting now, I'm like, should I comment on this or not? I don't know if I want to put I don't know if I want to put the check, because if you put the check on there, they be like, who is that? It is funny, though, because when I get the checks on Instagram, the first thing I do when I get somebody who comment or like on a blue check on Instagram, I'll be like, who is that? Well, unless I know who they are. Usually mine still be Omarosa, though. She be like, them babies so cute. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the ruler, in the building. What up, Riis? How you feeling, man?
No, I'm blessed by the best. You already know the rest.
I was about to say, do I got to finish? I do know the rest.
Oh, yeah, no. But, hey, I came in today. And what's so crazy that I actually came in today, I would say early, but it really wasn't early. It was like 5:45. But the expression on your face, when I come anytime before 5:55, you be looking like,
I was like, what is going on?
I don't know who this is, but it better. You be looking like, man, I hope this him. But yeah.
No, I don't be looking like I hope it's him. I'll be ready, bro.
Yeah, I know you be looking like.
I'll be like, okay. I'll be like, I was thinking about doing like they do on the movies. You know how you be having, like I just was thinking about having a shotgun just mounted here, but I be thinking too many people get to sit in my seat. They'll mess around, be done shot around on Wednesday night, messing around in my seat.
Hit the wrong button.
Boom! Right. I was thinking about trying to get a electric shock thing put in this thing, a wire to go from here to the chair. So when something happened, I don't like, I could just be like, what happened? What was that, y'all? Dang, I blew it. I told you already. Yeah, so now I got to come up with something else. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. My man, DJ Riis, the ruler, Riis. I thought we was going to have Book of Dawn in here today, but 6 o'clock. Let me tell you, when she agreed, I heard a lot of stuff in the background. Right? You know what? If you call somebody and they got music, the sounds in the background at 7 o'clock, I know, but I'm saying, if you're doing the morning show and I talk to you at 7 and I hear stuff in the background, I'd be like, they ain't gonna be here. Cause when you came in, I actually thought you was done.
Yeah, I'll be there.
I'll be there. Yeah, if you.
Man, you know I got you. Yeah, see you tomorrow.
Right.
They're not
like
you see them turning up on their page, drinking and stuff. You be like,
yeah. I'm gonna tell you, the funniest time was when Melody Winston was the co-host on Halloween, and she came in this mug. She came in the studio. I think she literally came straight from the club, like straight from the club, and it was Halloween, so you had to have a Halloween costume on anyway. So I think she wore the Halloween, because we was airplane theme. She came in as a Playboy bunny, dog. It was hilarious.
It was like, okay.
Right. Do your thing, Melody. Oh my goodness. All right, y'all. So this is what we're gonna do. Riis, we're gonna keep the plane on the ground for just a little bit. Right? Now, if she ain't here by 6:30, we're gonna take off anyway. And then she gonna have to catch the helicopter to the plane. Right?
She got that.
You know she got that, right? She like, where y'all landing first? I just hop to private. I'll hop to private and meet y'all at I'm gonna meet y'all in what Indianapolis, because she could beat us to Indianapolis, because by the time we get the plane loaded, everybody on, when you got the private, the van, the SUV just pull right up. Yeah. You pull up, you just get out. You be like, coat? What coat? Man, you be like, man, you just walk up the steps. And then the dudes take your bags out, they throw them in the and you be like, Captain, you ready to go? I'm like, I'm ready. They be like, Don, you ready? She be like, pass me a mimosa first. What kind of champagne is on board? Excuse me. I don't drink, right? So we'll see. I tried Cousin Juan too. What Cousin Juan on the trip? She went on the trip, but we get ready. We're gonna start rotating a lot of people in here, because it's gonna be, Riis. Now that I have my blue check, I was thinking that maybe we can. No, I'm just playing. We're gonna start having a lot more guests in here. Hey, let me tell y'all up front, man. To my man DJ Riis, the ruler, blame it on my head, not my heart. So we got double booked today. Riis, Riis been trying to pull stuff out his back pocket, been trying to pull the superstar guest. So, he was going to bring the celebrity announcer, the one who, award-winning dispatcher, who we was all like, man, he was like, turn left. All right, we got you right. Okay, we're bringing him in, right? So he was supposed to be here today. But when I be hanging out with my cousin, If you tell me something on Friday and we don't write it in the book and it's Tuesday, if I tell you Tuesday on Friday, I'm just telling you now. That means I know I'm not going to remember on Monday. right? I know I'm not going to remember on Monday. So you got all day Monday to remember me on Tuesday. That's why if you ever ask me something, I'd be like, if it's Friday, I'd be like, Tuesday. Because I already know that if you ask me on Friday and if you don't see me pull out a book, and now that we got Wendy, if you don't tell Wendy, it's like, hey, Joe, so check it out. We double booked today, so we're going to have to push some people around, but check it out, y'all. Real big deal.
Should be interesting, though. We interested to have them both on.
I know you would like to do that, but we got so many juicy details. I mean, Joe Ferguson has been the Inspector General for 12 years, so he done been here from Rom through him and Lori. You know, used to be my homie, used to be my ace. Now I want to slap the taste out you. Look, Joe Ferguson, Riis, that's kind of a big get, and he going to be gone. Like, I'm telling you, we can do your man tomorrow, Friday. We can do whatever day else you want to do this week. But this Joe Ferguson interview, I'm just telling you. Y'all, he left out with a 163-page report on the Anjanette Young joint. This is the dude who knows did Rom see the tape or not for Laquan. This is the dude who going to be able to tell us, did they blow it during the uprisings? This is the dude who's going to be able to tell us, can we really trust the mayor or not? I'm just telling y'all. Joe Ferg, Joe, now I'm going to tell y'all, I got to watch out for Joe Ferguson, though, right? Because, former federal prosecutor, inspector general, all of that stuff. Hey, man, we going to have to watch him because I'll be telling you, I've been hearing rumors he might be trying to run for mayor. Now, he usually telling me I'm crazy, but we're going to get to the bottom of it all today at 7 o'clock. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell y'all now, the numbers are going to crack today. I'm going to tell you the numbers going to crack today and they probably going to be on YouTube. Because let me tell you who is going to be watching today. The mayor of the city of Chicago will be watching from somewhere today. Because, again, dude got the papers. He got all the dirt.
You know they're going to hit that button today.
Oh my God. Oh, my God. Hey, y'all.
You think about that. Hey, y'all.
We might have to go live from the phones. I might have to just go off my phone. Get off the network. We might have to go. Riis, we might be sitting up here all squinched together and I might just put the phone on Joe and just talk and let him do the interviews and not even be on camera. Because you know, Riis, I'm mad you even said that, man.
I was just warning you ahead of time. Talking too much. You gonna see YouTube, and I'm telling you, YouTube, y'all gonna have all type of people y'all ain't never heard or seen before. Y'all gonna be like, what? Who is? And then I just got a text from Politico, which means that means it's going out in the 7 o'clock news blast for Riis. It's not even 7 o'clock. It's not even 6:30. We already at 111 just on the book. No, I'm telling you. When I posted that yesterday, my phone was like, wait, for real? Then it got real quiet. Right? And then, Joe, he said, Maze, how long are we going to go? I was like, I thought he was going to try and pull one of them 15 minutes, right? He's like, because, I got to be somewhere at 8:45. I was like, well, I was thinking an hour. He was like, perfect. Riis, I'm just telling you, man. An hour, the city inspector general. Now, remember, this is the person who everybody tells when you're trying to tell on somebody in the city, that's who they go to, Joe Ferguson. Riis, it's going to be cracking at 7 o'clock. It's going to be cracking, 7 o'clock. Do not miss it. Joe Ferguson, right? And he's going to be not on no Zoom, but right here live in the studio. Riis, that's why I put the TV on. Because, we got and now I like when we got guests because the office all clean. It got smell. You know what? You could tell when a single black woman is somewhere around. You know why? Because it don't stink in here. No kind of way. Wendy got all type of perfume and fragrances going on around here. I'd be like, what is that, Egyptian musk? I'm just telling y'all. It's cracking. So the office is clean. We nice and fresh. We ready to go. It's going to be cracking today. This show is going to be off the chain. Let me just hit a couple quick headlines very quickly. The parade today. The Sky Parade, Riis.
We got to be careful leaving here. Because, it's right there.
Yeah, I ain't know it's today where it's going to be at.
It's Wintrust. It's going straight from Wintrust down Michigan Avenue, straight to Randolph, and they going straight up to Pritzker Pavilion.
I might go there, man.
Reese, I'm not even going to hate. Shout out to the ladies of the Chicago Sky. Y'all are Chicagoans. Shout out to Candace Parker, especially for representing for the suburbs.
She's representing for the city, too, though.
She do. I mean, I feel like the same way, too. Now, I ain't tripping. I bring my blue check. My blue check works in Chicago. It says Chicago, Bolingbrook, Chicago. Hey, Bolingbrook. Hey, man, Bolingbrook repping for my blue check. When I bet you when I go to the game now, they're going to be like, is there a blue check entrance?
You know it's only like 15 people in Bolingbrook, so you like...
Oh, Reese, that's an old joke, and it's not the same anymore. You know your best friends. You know all your cousins, everybody you want. Everybody who I'm telling you, bro, people go to Bolingbrook. People go to Bolingbrook, right? And they be like, Dad, I told you so when Tyrone Muhammad came out here like, what? Man.
They got schools and everything, electronics that we don't have in our
And I've seen this football field.
The football fields look like Boise State football field is all colorful. Meanwhile, we play in Garfield Park.
On the glass.
Bottles and stuff and needles, and we can't get the mayor. Your mayor, Maze.
My mayor. I'm from Bolingbrook, though, right? Woo. Man, yesterday, y'all should have seen Reese taking notes on Tyrone Muhammad. He was like, oh, I'm about to do. I told you, we just got to get Tyrone a show, dog. Because it's like, I'm going to stop taking this call because he be taking my. If you give him, it be like, I'm going to have my own button for Tyrone Muhammad.
Who else could it be? Hang up on all them other callers. Because when he said hang up on all them other callers, Maze, because I was like, what?
Hello, man. It's all good, though. Support your local weed, man. Support your local weed, man. Man, make sure you stop by TP, too. 5401 South Wentworth. They got all your cannabis rolling paper needs. Reese, did you see? Big Swill got that thing you can smoke where you ain't got to hold it with your hands now. You just put it around your neck, and you put the cannabis in front of your face, and you go like if you was playing a saxophone. You know how you used to have Reese, I used to play saxophone, so you had to put the strap around. Then you be talking, and you ain't got to hold it. He got all the raw products. I told you that Toker's mask, my cousin trying to get that. He got a mask where you put the mask on, and if you want to smoke, you ain't even got to take the mask off. You just pull the strap back, put it right through the hole, exhale, you straight.
Sound like it's getting too complicated, man. What happened to the good old days?
2 and pass. You can't touch that no more.
Nah, ain't no.
Hey, no 2 in the pass, but Sharon Ugochi got the tips where you could just put your joint in and then but I'd be like, did you breathe in it?
Yeah, still.
I'd be like, it's the fungus. It's actually good because, my cousin, I used to be like, on the 2 and pass, he couldn't always be sure what you was passing. Right? So you'd be like, my 2 and pass is different than your 2 and pass. So, pass. Hey, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to be back. We're going to finish these headlines, plus the social media question of the day. It is the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
WIIFTBP.
Today we learned that a Kentucky state grand jury found that the officer responsible for killing Breonna Taylor. Rulings like this one set us back and come as yet another challenge to the hard work and progress we have already made. It means we fight even harder against the systems of inequality and injustice designed to keep too many of us down. We will and we must continue to say her name. We will and we must continue to demand justice. And we will and we must do everything in our power to prevent any more names from being added to this roll, like George Floyd, or closer to home, Rekia Boyd, and Laquan McDonald, and too many others. I want you to know that I support you and will do everything in my power to protect you.
Regarding the CBS 2 story last night about the raid on the social worker's home, why did your administration go to court to try and prevent the body camera video from being broadcast? And why is your administration asking a federal judge to punish Miss Young for sharing video of her own home being raided?
And I watched that video. Now, this case was litigated in federal court. The federal judge put in place an order. There's allegations that she has violated that. A federal judge put rules in place. It's for that judge to determine whether or not that was appropriate. I'm not going to sit here and second guess a federal judge or how the information related to that matter was handled. That's for that judge who I know and is very competent and I'm sure will be fair in assessing.
Because COPA has not yet made a decision in 22 months on this.
I just, look, we got to fess up and we got to clean it up. We will and we must continue to say her name.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 6:36 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area's traffic and weather report. Over the traffic, no sports today. From on the Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop is 31 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 24. On the Edens, inbound from Deerfield to the Exchange will be 36 minutes. Exchange outbound to Deerfield will be 27 on the Eisenhower. Thorndale to the Loop will be 38 minutes. Back out to Thorndale, 31. The Stevenson from I-355 back to the Dan Ryan will be 46 minutes. Outbound will be 35. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan will be 38 minutes. 28 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 15 minutes in both directions. That's to the Loop and back to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive south is 7 minutes. 55th to Jackson, as well as Jackson out to 55th and 8 minutes north. That is Randolph to Bryn Mawr and Bryn Mawr back to Randolph. Today's weather, it is currently 55 and clear. Today will be a high of 72 and a low of 54. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now here's Lex with Interstellar here on The Maze Jackson Show.
Stars were born to fly. I've been searching, crowding, looking for a way out. I've been hurting, falling, but I think I found my way now. I'm on my own, far from home, lost in space, in my zone. I found these truths far from you, in my space, in a stellar mood. Yeah, I finally got my mind right again. Did it all in spite of the hate. Every time they said that I can't. Nebula, they run through my veins. Every molecule in the trance. Senses feeling some kind of strange. Damn, I think my name's Spider-Man. Jump out the window and swing for the dreams that just might be. Never gonna let go, no, to the man in the mirror look like me. Drifting through the cosmos, oh, far away from your lies. I realigned all my goals, that's a constellation of mine, yeah. I've been searching, crawling, looking for a way out. I've been hurting, falling, but I think I found my way.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'll be your host, Maze Jackson. I'm feeling that, Riis. I'm actually feeling that. I actually caught myself yesterday humming this. And I was like, what the hell song is this? I couldn't figure out where it was. That's a good pick, man. You got to get him in the studio. We should see if we can get him to come in and do that live. Right? Like, I figure I could put the curtains up or something, and then we could put him in front of the thing, stand up mic right here.
Yeah, do it.
All right, well, let's figure that out. I start thinking we should try and see if we could do live music on Fridays. Right? Like,
I got you.
I was thinking, like, Good Morning America used to have them Friday concerts. I would not mind, like, in that 8 o'clock hour, we're doing Tell Me Something Good, having some people do that. So let's talk about that a little bit. Hey, man, I'm about to embarrass him again, Riis. So can I tell y'all something? First of all, welcome to everybody from WBGX 1570 AM. I am your host, Maze Jackson. Thank you to everybody who's watching us on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook Live, and YouTube. Shout out to Alfred, Ivy, and the family again. Riis, they wrote us another letter. And he said don't read the letter on air, but I'm going to read it on air again just because I got to put the cherry on it. And I got to go to something else that somebody talked to me about. But I want to read this. Hello, Mr. Maze Jackson. Absolutely good move with sharing a letter from wife and I. Thanks, sir. Bruh, you are cool, and we wish you and yours nothing but the best. Not looking for fame, fortune, no ulterior motives, etc. We champion your platform. No need for the on-air shout-out. My bad. Know we are with you. Just a few pictures with narratives to show you yours, like you share and enlighten us every day. And to let you know, yes, we believe in black people and only want the best for us as well. Please know that you are doing a good job with it, which is not in vain. Sir, everyone I come in contact with are encouraged to listen and support the Maze Jackson Show. Goddaughter, niece in the medical law school, nephews, electrician, journalist, lawyer, etc. Doing good despite one sagging. So some on hard times. We need in a positive way where we can, none in the system. Lots of their friends are doing good and the best what they can given circumstances, etc. No shade to those who are not. Mr. Mays, say hello to Mr. Mays, the best to you and your family. Wanted to take time out to say hello. Continue to stay encouraged and keep up the awesome work. With this gesture token is a donation to WIIFTBP Media and know, man, that we have your back like vertebrae. And take care, my man, and Semper Fi. Best to Miss Ruthie, DJ Riis, and sometimes Todd, Semper Fi. P.S. from Chicago, and know that about 200 citizens registered voters in Cook County when it comes to WRD. That's you, babe. The Water Reclamation District. Peace. PSSS. Uh-oh. Ooh. He said,
You might got to skip that part right there.
Yeah, I probably do. I do. But let me also say something else. Thank you to Alfred and family, cause Riis. In the envelope also was a check. $500.
Told you touching people out here, man.
$500. Thank you, Alfred Ivy. Thank you. One of the things that somebody said. So I tell y'all, thank you, because this will pay for 1 week of one person, actually, almost. So that will alleviate the cost for 1 week. You know, so I don't like to ask for money, right? And I'm not going to probably start doing it. But I am going to tell you that if you do, first of all, I love the letters. Like, it's one thing to get a Facebook post or somebody to send you an inbox. It's a whole nother thing to get a letter. So if you want to send us letters, you do not have to send them to WBGX. Send them to 2907 South Wabash, Unit 201-60616. That's WIIFTBP Media at 2907 South Wabash, Unit 201, Chicago, Illinois, 60616. If you want to send a check, no, I'm just playing. But let me say this. All donations are welcome. We are grateful for those donations. Somebody said when I tell the seniors, oh, no, you can't. Let me say, Boosie, Fraylana, because I was like, Fraylana. Ooh, Fraylana. The first time I seen Fraylana, I was like, who in the heck is Fraylana? But thank you. Shout out to Fraylana, because she is a faithful tither, right? She's straight up. Shout out to Fraylana Latham. Y'all know I asked Boosie. Thank you. And I'm going to tell y'all, thank you to Angela Kilpatrick. I am going to tell y'all we got to stop. So I am looking to do a What's in It for the Black People billboard campaign. For What's in It for the Black People media, I want to have us have billboards throughout the city asking the question, what's in it for the black people? And so we are going to go on a fundraising drive. We're trying to raise approximately $10,000 to put our billboards throughout the city. So we'll promote the show, but we also want to promote the question. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit later. I'll put a drive together, but know that that is going to, that Alfred, this goes to our costs. None of this money goes to Maze Jackson's pockets. Essentially, at this point, we have gone from an operation, a free operation with donations, to we actually have to pay our staff. As much as we can get it on the love. And I got to tell y'all, can I tell y'all, DJ worked for us for like a year for free. Like straight up, like be here at 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay. And so, and Leron and all of the people, and we started as a volunteer organization. Let me tell you, we could not have done it without Sonia Escobar just straight up being like, I'm going to give. Can I tell you the biggest help to us to getting off the ground at WIIFTBP was COVID. Because people had time and were willing to, they was at home, so they were willing to do it. And I'm grateful for that moment, because I think we found some people throughout this that will probably be with us for a very, very long time. So I got to say thank you to all of y'all. But y'all, Intois Dumela, I heard you. I saw you on the campaign. Y'all know I'm just loath to ask for money. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, when y'all give, though, y'all certainly do give. But I want, like I was thinking about Ludacris. And you know how when you used to get off the airplane in Atlanta and it'd be like the Ludacris billboard and or JD, and they'd be like, welcome to Atlanta. Could you imagine if people got off the plane from all over the world and all they saw around the city was what's in it for the black people billboards? And not so much the media component, but the question. Like forcing the question. Could you imagine as the governor is driving through the city of Chicago when they ain't done nothing? When they haven't done anything for us? Imagine a billboard, since nobody want to ask the question on the way to church, or when they in our churches, we put them across the street from the billboards, from the liquor store that be across the street from the church. We put the question there so that the mayor, the governor, everybody can ask the question. Thank y'all. So I just want to tell you, Alfred, thank you. Thank you to John Austin. Thank you to Freylana. Thank you to Nidra. Can I tell you what? I can always count on Monday morning ensuring that Nidra Solo Beauty Supply is there. They was our first advertiser. Not an inconsistent. For every week that we've been on there, there's been $100. And since we have been able to take money, Freylana, better known as Boosie, faithful. Shout out to my man John. Shout out to all of the people that have donated, whether you've donated stars, and I'm seeing y'all. But y'all, I want the question to be asked. It was funny. Yesterday I was at a fundraiser, Riis. And when I went to the fundraiser, woman running for judge sits down next to me. And, I got it's kind of outside. So I'm, like Riis, I'm going to the fundraiser and I'm trying not to, I got to drive the wife. So I try to hide in the, sit in the corner when I'm there, because I don't want to, I got through talking about everybody, and then I'd be at the place and I'd be like, let me sit over there. So I'm sitting down, and this lady that's running for judge comes and sits down to me, and she says, you're Maze Jackson, right? Yes. And she says, I got to call my brother-in-law, because I tried to get my brother-in-law to vote for me, and he said, before I could vote for you, I need you to, I'm going to do you like my man saying, ask you the question. What's in it for the black people? I was like, he asked you for real. She was like, I'm here just thinking I'm supposed to. And he asked me what's in it for the black people. Then she called him up. Like, guess who I'm sitting here with? And it was beautiful to see the white people sitting there like, oh, that's for real. And so can you imagine when all these white judges and all of these people, and can you imagine like if we put our campaign together, and then once we decide which judges and which people we're going to put up, We got what's in it for the black people window signs. We don't got to start from come get them. Like, we can have the at TP, you can stop in, you can get them for free, we'll have them there, but put it in your window. Make sure people know that the question is cracking. But I'm telling you, can you imagine driving down the Dan Ryan and you headed south and it's that big one of them big 5,000, what's in it for the black people? Oh, I got a strike. I could mark it. It's just, I got to tell you, so the way me and my sister operate, we was always taught, if you can't do it yourself, then don't do it. Now, obviously that contrasts with being children of preachers, where they have an offering. However, I told you we took a vow of poverty or something. So we really never pimped the church too much. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean that in a bad. I'm not saying that in a smart way. And so I've always been in a place where I don't like to ask. But I do notice that anytime that we have probably one of the most dedicated, faithful audiences out. I mean, if 300 people literally get up every day at 6 o'clock in the morning and rock with us from 6 to 9. And I think the power of the platform can be extended. I'm a strong believer in media, right? Because media is what really shapes and influences. I mean, it's a reason King Von and them had billboards all around the city, right? It's a reason that the liquor companies, and it's like, my point is, what if we replace those with our own messaging, right? And we put that money towards making our own billboard campaign. Now Riis, look at Riis like, am I going to get my face on that billboard? We might put you in a super small. Super small.
Just as long as I turn sideways so they can get the blonde patches.
Ah! But the point of even naming us what's in it for the black people, media, people are with the... But the point is that when they write it, and they have to write out the question, what's in it for the black people media? Can you imagine when you read that in the paper? Can you imagine when you say that and you have to read those words? Imagine if you have, and thank you to what's in it for the black people. What the what? Did I just have to think? So I want to encourage you all, when we launch our billboard campaign, because my initial billboard campaign was going to be like, boom, look at us. We got big faces. We superstars. But I was just thinking, could you imagine just the question? Just the question in black and white. No color, no frills. What's in it for the black people? You sponsor your own billboard in your own neighborhood, so your alderman got to drive past it. Your state rep got to drive past it. The governor got to drive past it. Everybody that's running got to drive past it. So let me ask y'all, man. Is that something, Riis, you think we could pull that? You think we could pull like a citywide what's in it for the black people billboard campaign and raise the funds for it? I think it costs us about $7,500 to be at about a 50% showing in the black neighborhoods. Now, you know what I really want to do? Put them bad boys in Bridgeport. Put them bad boys right before you go into, what's that, Mount Greenwood? In the white people neighborhoods. What's in it for... Well, you colored? Don't you got everything east of Kedzie? Good Lord, we can't move no further. But anyway, to see the evidence of our footprint, we are a ADOS capital, right? If we the ADOS capital, shouldn't we have a flag somewhere around this mug? Shouldn't people know we here? Think about in the Obama land. University of Chicago, what's in it for the black people? Let's stop letting them ignore us. Right? All you want them to do is ask the question out loud. What's in it for the black people? All right. I hate when Jesus catch me like that. No, I don't. I got to take it. You know, the spirit be moving me. All right, y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. All right, coming up 7 o'clock, Joe Ferguson. Joe Ferg in the building. They told me he had a wicked jump shot, too. Riis, you know how I be feeling about the white guys that play basketball though. I don't
All
think
of
they
them
could
can
jump. But they can't jump.
But they can shoot. That's one thing you know of it. I don't care how tall, how small they is, and not to be racist, but
Why you can't be racist? Stop it! Don't be apologize. Go ahead.
You know, what white people see as white people, we just know they can shoot. I don't care what you doing.
3-pointer. They 3-point dead eyes.
I don't care what you doing. You go in the gym, you see a white person, he's immediately the shooter. Shooter.
Oh my goodness gracious! All right. It's the Maze Jackson show. And he knows fun. He can pass too. You know they can pass. They pass. They got that jerky pass. Not the Bobby Hurley. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson show. I'm just telling you. What's in the For the Black People billboard campaign? Can you imagine just walking around the entire city and you ain't even got you just stand by? I just want people taking. You know that'll be touristy. Can you imagine putting What's in it for the Black People on Madison and Pulaski? You know that billboard on Washington and Pulaski that sit on top, like right by the gas station and everything right there? I used to have the Bad Boys on that billboard. I used to have everything. Man, I'm just saying, Joe. Maze Jackson, just think about it. They didn't ask him no black questions neither on Chicago Tonight. All right, it's the Maze Jackson show. Riis, let me get through a couple more of these headlines. One more time, rest in peace for Colin Powell. Are we conflicted at all about Colin Powell? Like, I feel like Colin Powell was like the dude you seen. What was that movie where Cuba Gooding was in? And he was like the swimmer and they tried to drown him, right? And he was he had to be the deep sea diver and he had to go through, the white boy spitting his food, did everything. I feel like Colin Powell had to go through everything. And he finally made it to the top and like, I'm going to tell you, I feel like black people everywhere, regardless of whether it's Republican, went to war or nothing, they were proud of Colin Powell. And then George Bush and them burnt up his good name. Right? Because remember when George Bush and them burnt up his good name? Because he sold he sold us the Afghan war. 20 years later, think he had regrets? He did say, you break it, you bought it, though. All right, y'all. Rest in peace to Colin Powell. Riis, I did ask you, are you going to the Sky Parade? You going to the Sky Parade?
Yeah, I think I'm.
You gonna go get your girl? You gonna get your daughter?
Yeah,
take her out of school?
Well, you know what? For some strange reason, they keep saying that my daughter need a shot, so I might go.
Wait, she need a shot. What kind of
shot? They said that she didn't get her 5th grade shot or something. I got grown. I got a daughter. I think she in 7th grade. I want to say.
Okay.
Or 8th.
Okay. Riis, you don't know what grade your children is in.
See, her birthday, let me see. She in 7th or 8th. 7th or 8th. Or 7th. I'm going with 7th.
Riis, I'm not even going. Riis, you just canceled a whole bunch of stuff we was talking about you on. Right? You was super dad till you forget. You know how old she is?
In 7, yeah.
Look, your wife, your girl just text. Oh, the Iraqi war. I'm sorry, Salim. My bad. The Iraqi war, which became everything. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson show. Counting down because we got Joe Ferguson coming in. I hope he know how to get in. But he is Inspector General. He was a former Fed. He know how to get in people's business. All right. Did you see Alderman James Gardner stripped of his committee titles? Because he used Riis. I got to know which words are the unusable words. Because I feel like you could call somebody a ninja and come back from that. What are the words you cannot use that you cannot come back from? Because if you call somebody a right? You got a week. You suspended for a week. But I'm trying to understand because Tony Preckwinkle was completely upset. He used the B word and the punt word. Punt replaced with the C.
Some men take the B word pretty offensive though. So
what? What do you mean?
Like, I know some men that's like a very offensive word to them to call. Like, you can really call them anything, but when you call them it's like
a dude.
Yeah.
If you call a dude a B.
Yeah.
Like you a bit. Oh, yeah.
Like some dudes.
Yeah. But is it enough to get you fired? Is it enough to make you lose your committee position? I'm saying the B. Can you call him a? So in the real world, like off the block, like in the political world, Riis, what word can you not recover from?
In the political world?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it probably is the N word.
You can recover from the N word.
Nah, not today. It depends on your context of using it.
If you say A,
yeah, you can
get away with. Can a white politician get away with the N word with an A?
They can't get away with it. Period. Now today, if they know, no.
All right, look, y'all. This is the Mace Jackson Show. Riis, could you let him in and get him set? I'm gonna keep on talking. You go ahead. Oh no, you want to go ahead? Let him in. All right, y'all. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Joe Ferguson is in the building, y'all. It's finna get crack-a-lacking up in here. It's finna get cracking. When I tell you it's gonna get cracking, it's gonna get cracking because I got mad questions. Yeah. So let me run through the rest of these headlines. Oh, I see y'all peeking in. All right. Do you see the officer shot in the face in Lincoln Park? Shot in the grill and was back at work later on that day. I don't know about that one, Joe. I feel like he came back to find the people who did it. It's gonna be careful. Did you see the police and the fire have the lowest vaccination rates in the entire city? Like Kim Fox got 99% in her office. I want to know who is the one person blowing the perfect. I'm curious about that. And did you see Governor Pritzker has already spent $7 million in ads? So I'm just going to tell y'all, just back to my point. He spent $7 million in ads and he has no opponent. Why? Because he has no answer for the question. And so I'm just going to suggest y'all that we ask, would y'all rock with me on the Billboard campaign? I'm curious to know if I could get y'all to rock with me on that Billboard campaign. Like, could we raise, ideally I'd like to raise $10,000 and I'd like to have big billboards all throughout the city asking the question, what's in it for the black people? But speaking of that, when we come back, we are going to be talking to the Inspector General. And I'm cutting off all the stuff I'm turning off, so y'all going to be looking at a black screen till he get in. It is the Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
WIIFTBP.
Today we learned that a Kentucky state grand jury found that the officer responsible for killing Breonna Taylor. Rulings like this one set us back and come as yet another challenge to the hard work and progress we have already made. It means we fight even harder against the systems of inequality and injustice designed to keep too many of us down. We will and we must continue to say her name. We will and we must continue to demand justice. And we will and we must do everything in our power to prevent any more names from being added to this roll, like George Floyd, or closer to home, Rekia Boyd, and Laquan McDonald, and too many others. I want you to know that I support you and will do everything in my power to protect you.
Regarding the CBS 2 story last night about the raid on the social worker's home, why did your administration go to court to try and prevent the body camera video from being broadcast? And why is your administration asking a federal judge to punish Miss Young for sharing video of her own home being raided?
And I watched that video. Now, this case was litigated in federal court. The federal judge put in place an order. There's allegations that she has violated that. A federal judge put rules in place. It's for that judge to determine whether or not that was appropriate. I'm not going to sit here and second guess a federal judge or how the information related to that matter was handled. That's for that judge who I know and is very competent and I'm sure will be fair in assessing.
Because COPA has not yet made a decision in 22 months on this.
I just, look, we got to fess up and we got to clean it up.
Man, you got the wrong house. You got the wrong house.
We will and we must continue to say her name.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media? The time is now 7:05 a.m. And I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area traffic and weather report. On the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop is 43 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 24. On the Eden, Deerfield to Exchange will be 31. Deerfield to Exchange will be 51. Exchange out to Deerfield will be 30. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, 52 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 35. The Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan will be 55 minutes. Outbound will be 39. The Bishop Ford, I-80 out to the Dan Ryan will be 44 minutes. 28 minutes back out to I-80 is 17 minutes to the Loop. 15 minutes back out to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive, from 55th to Jackson will be 8 minutes. Jackson back to 55th will be 7. On the north side of things, Randolph to Bryn Mawr as well as Bryn Mawr back to Randolph is still locked in at 8 minutes. Today's weather, it is currently 55 and clear. Today will be a high of 72 and a low of 54. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now here's Valerie here on The Maze Jackson Show.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water and I think of all the things what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture. Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. But won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Did you have to go to jail? Put your house on up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer? I hope you didn't catch a tan. I hope you find the right man who'll fix it for you. And are you shopping anywhere? Change the color of your hair. Are you busy? And did you have to pay this fine that you've been dodging all the time? Are you still dizzy? Oh, yeah. Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Oh, stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over there?
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in it for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stoger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's Get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steel on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Riis, we did not take the plane off. Don didn't show up. I told you, when you ask somebody to be here at 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock, and you hear in the background, and they be like, yeah, I'll be there. You be like, I don't know if it's going to be there. So check this out. Let's get the soul plane up and away. Let's get this bad boy up to 60,000 feet. We are up and away on the soul plane. It's your man, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler. But hey, y'all, in the world of media, this is what they call a big get. Right? This is what they call a big get. And don't be fooled by his unassuming posture right now. We seen you bobbing your head, too. We seen you bobbing your head. I seen you trying to hold it tight. But that's my man, Loch Ness Monster, who is one of our listeners who sent that song in. And he did it. And actually, as I was listening to it, I feel like that's almost like it's kind of a journey through your career. A little bit through all the things that he touched on. And as I was listening to the song, I was saying, wait a minute, I got another question. And I got another question. Here in the building, y'all, and I know they get mad at me when I smile when we have guests, especially white guests, right? I'm supposed to be, we got the black. But I got to tell y'all, I'm not, y'all know I'm an old school. I came up in the old school Chicago politics. Right? So, well, the end of the old school Chicago politics. And so the whole concept of an inspector general just makes my skin crawl when I thought about it when it initially started. And I remember just being all of us talking about it. And I think David Hoffman was the guy back then during the Daily Era. And I was like, during the Daily Era. And I was like, freaking inspector generals, they're trying to take away our power and we're never going to be able to make any money and get it. Although what I realized in that process was, the only people really making money was the white guys anyway. But that's a whole nother story. But Joe and I met a while back, and he came in, and I'm going to tell you, I was quite impressed with your understanding of kind of the things that impacted our community, and even how I thought that the Inspector General's office could be something that could be of benefit to black folks. So welcome to our show. Welcome to our new studios. Some of the things that we've changed a little bit since the last time you've seen me. I am no longer at the other station because of some of the things in the song. So we're going to get to all of that in a minute.
Well, let me just say.
Go ahead.
Thanks for having me here, first off.
Go ahead.
Second off, I'm wondering if I'm falling down the celebrity scale because I remember the last times I was here, you were with you. You were with Toy Salter. I got to sit next to Toy, and then another time I got to sit next to Amara, and here I am just alone with you.
Right.
What's up with that?
I fell off.
man?
And look, I actually had Don Millhouse supposed to be here today because I remember I got a streak, right?
Yep.
Right, I got a streak. Basically, he's saying we had a streak going on, and no, I failed today. Don was supposed to be here, and then you would have been able to continue that, Joe. But that's part of the reason I like you, man. You for being a Fed, for being a prosecutor, for being a G, you have to me, what I feel is a unique understanding of some of the challenges that impact particularly the black community. And that's why I'm happy to have you here today on What's in It for the Black People Media. Now, before I jump into this, let me say what's up to everybody on WBGX 1570 AM, everybody on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. I'm going to tell you, YouTube, to our regulars, you probably got a lot of guests because, on Facebook, you got to show your name. On YouTube, and Madam Mayor, why don't you just go ahead and give us a sign because we know the mayor's watching. They watch obsessively. But, Joe Ferguson, who the hell are you? Where did you come from? And who sent you? Where did you come from to become the Inspector General of the city of Chicago? And I'm going to start there. And then after that, I'm going to ask you, because, we say we don't want nobody that nobody sent. And it seems like when you look at the Inspector Generals around, and let me move out of the county, but like when you saw what happened down in Springfield and et cetera, there's always been this concept of them being neutered tools of the administration to provide cover. How did you get to this spot, and where'd you come from, man?
Well, you mentioned I was a federal prosecutor, and I don't know if you want to go all the way back, but I'm not from Chicago originally. I grew up in Boston. I grew up in
Boston,
the inner city of Boston. I grew up in the inner city of Boston when there were race riots during desegregation, and I knew the world in a different way.
Okay.
But in Chicago, here's what we did in Chicago. In 1989, we passed a law that created this particular version of the Inspector General's office that evolved over time. That gave it these extraordinary powers because it came straight from federal law, right? It was federal law dropped into Chicago, cutting out the city council for a long time. But putting that aside, then the question is who's in the position and whether they use the power of the law. David Hoffman started that process. I continued the process of David Hoffman. I don't think when David came in, I don't think when I came in, people appreciated what that law could be used to do. So it's an accident. It's an accident that we're here.
Oh, you're an accident. So, wait, back up. So you did say you're not from Chicago, so you're from Boston. What is this phenomenon that all these people from outside of Chicago seem to shoot to the top of the mountain? Is it that because we're from Chicago, it seems like? I mean, like the mayor's not from Chicago. Hell, Tony Preckwinkle's not from Chicago. It seems like when you look around, it seems like all of the people just don't seem to be from Chicago.
Yes. So I went to college in the Chicago area. I've been here for most of my life. So let's be real on that. But fact of the matter is, for somebody like me, I think the assumption is, well, he must not really know how Chicago works.
Right. You're right. That's my point. That's my point. But as I read some of your reports, particularly as I've evolved in my understanding of how government is supposed to work as compared to how I learned it, I have found that your take on how understanding how Chicago works, sometimes I'll be like, he gets it, and the people reading this report don't get it, right? And when I looked at that dashboard and we started talking about inequity, and I was like, hold on, what is this white dude doing? What are you doing here? You just didn't seem to fit the space. So I thought it was important that we got an opportunity to talk to you while everything is still fresh. So let me jump right into it. What do you feel are back up. Tell me, what is the job specifically of the Inspector General, if you could summarize it in a short moment?
Yep, it's written straight into the law. You're supposed to stand independent, separate from government, even though you're part of government. and promote. The terms are, it's written into the law, economy, effectiveness, efficiency, and integrity in government, doing two basic things, conducting investigations and conducting audits. And you need to be as transparent as possible, because transparency is the sort of the mother's milk of accountability. And that's what inspector generals are about, is accountability. And their work is supposed to go to the public, supposed to go to the city council to actually do something to hold the executive to account.
We're going to put a pin in that because I want to get to that one too.
And that's it. We're driving public knowledge, we're driving legislative knowledge, and we're actually serving the administration in the sense of, here are problems, here are solutions, go. But that's it. We can't order anyone to do anything. We can just recommend.
So the juiciest part of what you do to me is the investigations, and we'll talk about that. But I think the thing that we black folks should be paying pretty particular attention to is the audits, in my estimation. Because if you all know me, and I ask the question all the time, what's in it for the black people? If you look at those inspector general audits, you can actually see what's not in it for us in a lot of cases. Talk to me about what those audits, if I'm a black person looking at the audits and I'm saying, where do I fit in Chicago? Give me a summation of where black people fit in the economic stratosphere of Chicago and in city government.
So whether you're looking at, and this is igchicago.org.
They gonna change it up now that you're going.
No,
they gonna take the stuff down. You know, I'm telling you, once you walk out the door, they was like, get his passwords. Did they get your passwords? Because if they got your passwords, they like, we're the greatest. Talk to us about those.
igchicago.org. There's an information portal. Go there, and especially if you're interested in what the police are doing in your activity and the police department generally. But there's other stuff there. But to your question particularly, I've long said, there is... We do these things called heat maps,
okay,
which sort of are a visualization of how services are being delivered to different communities. And if it's red, you're in a bad part of town. And if it's green, you're in a good part of town for getting those services. There is one heat map for all of Chicago. And no matter what we look at, whether it's economic opportunity, whether it's a delivery of services from the government, same thing. If you're in the west and south side, you're in the red. If you're on the north side, you're in the green. And so over and over again, our work has shown inequity in how it is that black and brown skinned communities get benefit from the government. They're always behind, which is in many respects reflective of how the power structure works, which is in many respects how the economic structure of our society works, over and over and over again. Here's the important thing about that, with all the information, is everybody has their own experience, and they talk about their own experience. And those in power say, that's the exception. I'm sorry about your experience. That's not how it works generally. But you go and look at these reports, and you go and look at the data, and you see your experience is everybody's experience in your community.
Let me freeze you right there. So I'm going to tell you, for my long-term listeners, you know, I've always said, what's in it for the black people evolved out of what's in it for me. I was a black businessman trying to do business in the city, county, and state. We're going to focus on Chicago. And I would always be like, I would run into these roadblocks of trying to get business, and I'd be like, what's wrong with me? And then as I looked to my left and I looked to my right, there were the same people hitting the wall. And I would be like, wait a minute. Now I get to go to all the events. I see all of these people rich doing everything. I see city contractors, and I'm like, and always in the corner, here's the same group of us. We at the party, but we're hitting the wall. And that's when what's in it for me evolved into what's in it for the black people. And what you're hearing the former inspector general say is that was literally my experience, that you look at where the opportunities lie, and people will always be like, oh, it's because you talked about the mayor. Oh, it's because you said this. Oh, it's because you did this. And there's like 6 people that do well, and everybody else, they point to the 6, not the 60,000 that are not. So tell them the website one more time.
igchicago.org.
All right. So I got to ask you, because before I go down my path, what are 3 things that Chicago is doing good? Since you've been the inspector general, what are 3 areas that we have succeeded or exceeded the expectations that from where we started, from whence we started when you first got here?
My job is to find the stuff that ain't working, so that's a really hard question, Maze. But look,
come on,
no,
12 years, nothing's working.
No. There's a lot of things that are working better. I'll tell you that government itself and the leadership in government itself, until the present moment, has been professionalized over time in some of the departments. All right,
hold it. Stop. I gotta stop you.
I know.
Because you said up until this point, it was professionalized. Government was professionalized. What are you trying? Are you suggesting that government now is not professionalized?
It's not that it's not professionalized, but it's just the rising tide of professionalization. We've slowed down a little bit there.
So is it not the rising? Is it the sliding tide then?
Well, that's the question. Are we at an inflection point where we're sliding? Because you know what? Unless here's the thing: if you don't use power in the right way, in the right direction, eventually it goes back to where it's inclined to go to. And in this city, that's not a good place. So you need to keep pushing, and that's what IGs are for, is to keep pushing everybody. But places where things are better is you actually see, both in words and to some extent in deed, a consciousness about equity and the need for government resources to be administered and reach communities that haven't been served in the past. That is happening. It's happening in a kind of episodic way.
Glacial.
Because we haven't looked at it holistically and said, how do we want government to work overall? We've just said, hey, we got some money. Put some money there because we haven't put it there before, where everybody else is like, hey, what about me? But at least the consciousness is there. At least the intentionality is there. Are we doing it well? No, we're not doing it well. But I'm a little hard-pressed to come up with 3 things for you in a big way that matter.
Yikes. That's 12 years, fam. That's 12 years, and he's saying he's pressed. I'm going to circle back to that because I want to, Joe, you've been the Inspector General through, when you think about 12 years, and I mean, Jesus Christ, that's literally when you think about where we've come from in 12 years to where we are. Shoot, you went through Barack Obama at the president, from the transition of Daley to Rahm, and from Rahm through the Laquan McDonald, Rahm, who was the all-powerful at some point, seemed like, I mean, because you and him didn't jibe, and you won that one too. I thought he was getting ready. I really thought he was going to cook you, man. I really did. How did you survive the Rahm Emanuel era? Because you haven't necessarily been the get along Inspector General. Well, David Hoffman wasn't either. Right. But you was like, oh, let me kick it up a notch, to quote, what's my man, Emerald? Let me kick it up a notch. How did you coexist with Rahm Emanuel? And then I want to jump back in the Rahm Emanuel administration on what I think is the pivotal moment, which was the Laquan McDonald case. But talk to me about fighting up someone who seemed to be so all-powerful in the position of mayor.
Rahm Emanuel actually, he believed or he understood that there needed to be some legitimacy in the institutions around him. Otherwise, it's just power, right? And then people are mad at you all the time. Now, people were mad at him all the time anyway, but he actually understood what the importance of that role could be, the Inspector General role, and understood that there were times you needed to have a good Inspector General because things are going to break bad when you're mayor at some point. There are going to be scandals in your administration, and you need to be able to say, I've given it to that guy, and you all know that guy's going to do the right thing with it, right? He understood that, and the last time I was reappointed, it was by Rahm, and he was asked publicly, so why you're reappointing him? He said, he's the devil I know, right? That's exactly where you want to be in the relationship, and even in the worst of times. So we would get together every once in a while, quarterly, twice a year, whatever, and we'd just talk about, what are you seeing, Mr. Mayor, that you think needs to be looked at? What are you seeing, Mr. Inspector General, that I should be paying attention to, right? Mm-hmm. But then we go and we do our thing, and he was respectful of the role. So there's sort of a greater wisdom in all of that to understand, it's like going to the dentist to have a conversation with the IG, but that's part of it. And that legitimizes government in some respect.
So, Joe, I think the biggest thing the most pivotal moment in my estimation of Rahm Emanuel's romp, because I feel like were there no Laquan McDonald, I think Rahm Emanuel probably would have been a daily part 2.
He's still mayor.
He's still mayor?
No. He'd still be mayor.
Oh, he's still. Oh, I was like, dang, the deep state is the deep city.
No.
Like I thought he's trying to get. Don't he got to try and get through Japan? So, talk to me about the Laquan McDonald. And here's the thing that I gotta ask you. How could he not have known? How could he have not known what happened at that level of importance?
One of the great privileges and fascinating conversations I have had in all my time in the job was sitting with Marshall Hatch Jr. and a cohort at the Maafa Redemption Project in West Garfield, where these young black men asked me exactly that question, right? And I explained to him, look, this is how it works in a professionally run political chief executive office. The principal never is shown the video.
Culpable deniability.
And it's the job of his lawyers and his senior advisors to look at it, make the assessment, and they would brief him on it. But everyone says, Rahm saw it. I'm sorry. I understand why you would think that. There's no evidence of that because it was a professionally run organization that maintained culpable deniability so that when the principal, the mayor, stands up before the cameras, he's able to say, nope, I did not know that, right? Some people are more professional than others, that's all.
So let's be clear. So let me back up, Joe. Do you think he knew about it?
I'm sure he had to know about it.
And did he know about it in your estimation before the election?
He had to have known because there was too much going on around it. What he was told about it and how it was characterized to him, none of us will ever know. But he had to know about it because it was already spinning in the public domain.
Joe, was Rahm... Okay, so what responsibility did he have in that situation? What could he have done? How could he have handled that situation better from you as the Inspector General?
I would say he could have moved more quickly.
But was that not quickness was, do you think it had anything to do with the election?
Correlation is not causation, but sometimes correlation tells a hell of a story, and that is a situation where there's a hell of a story, and we're not going to know. Now, look, if we wanted to sort of say what would he need to qualify for sainthood, it would have been to settle with that family very quickly and then make a full disclosure to the public ahead of time saying, and this is what I'm going to do about it. So it's actually part of the election dialogue. But, that's not how it happened, and nobody can say actually how it did happen.
Okay. Can black people trust the police in Chicago? Like, honestly. I mean, with everything, and I would say, particularly post-George Floyd, I feel like there has been this kind of fake concern about the police. But I got to tell you, I was listening to our current mayor in the case of this, and I'm going to jump around a little bit now, so bear with me. I'm a stream of consciousness person. I was listening to the mayor talk about this shootout that just happened in Austin. It was the body snatchers, Riis. It was the body snatchers and the who's and the foes.
Yeah, and the folk on the hustlers.
The folk on the hustlers and the body snatchers. And something jumped out to me, right, in the face of all of this. The mayor told Kim Foxx that they needed to charge the people, and then we would send the police to be Johnny on the spot to match the evidence to the crime. And I understand let me say, being a black man and understanding we're in a conundrum, right? You see two people having a shootout, or you see it. We saw the video, but they're literally, we heard in this meeting that the superintendent said we couldn't charge, and the chief of detectives said that we couldn't charge. and the mayor stood up on TV and said, charge, and you charge those people, and we'll send the police to find the evidence. Is that how policing, the federal government, is that how it works? And can we really trust law enforcement? Can black people trust law enforcement? Because when I heard that, I was like, holy moly. Like, and then it made me say, Jesus Christ, what'd you do when you was the prosecutor? But that's a whole nother story. Back up. How can we trust the police? Can black people in Chicago trust the police?
So you put two things on the table there.
Okay.
One is what the mayor had to say about all this situation.
So let's
the
park
other is
that
the
one.
bigger
Give me-
question.
okay.
Yeah, and the other is the biggest question. The bigger question is the police. You can trust individual police officers if you have a relationship with them and you actually can look them in the eye and they talk to you and they know your community and you know that they understand you. And actually the police need you to do their job well. But if we're talking about the police department as an institution, I think right now you have to approach. You know, there's the phrase trust but verify. I think it's got to be the other way around. Verify and then trust. And right now, there's no reason for you to trust until you got the verification first. And the department is not leaning into being better, into being constitutional in its practices across the board, in actually knowing communities and being in the communities across the board. And you got to worry because the data and the experience tells you that, we go with suspicion first if you are black or brown skinned, and we'll sort it out later. And that goes to lots of dark places. And that gets us to the question of how the mayor approached Kim Foxx and this particular situation. You investigate first. You do not use the tools of a prosecutor as an investigative matter. You get the evidence first. Now, none of us knows exactly what evidence was in hand, and every prosecutor may sort of walk that line a little bit differently. But you got to respect the institution and you got to respect the process. Respect the process. And that's what was not being done in that situation. Don't know what Kim Foxx knew. And if you've got leadership in the police department saying, nope, not ready to be charged, prosecutors got to say, nope, not ready to be charged.
So then what is the mayor saying? Like, what then is the mayor saying? And does she damage her credibility and the credibility of those aldermen who signed that letter saying, hey, go prosecute these people even though we don't have the evidence?
I viewed the whole thing as politicized, and that's what politicians do. It's inappropriate to politicize this stuff. You got to let people do their jobs first. And look, at the end of the day, Kim Foxx charged the shooter, right? And in relatively quick time charged the shooter and is proceeding with the investigation with respect to others. That kind of looks like a good, focused, investigative process that leads to prosecution in the way that it should. But none of us knows what actually is in hand. None of us knows what's going on truly. But to politicize this is basically saying, no. Trust our thumb on the scale and do it our way just to satisfy a political moment. No. I think the state's attorney and I think the police department actually said, no, our job is actually to do the right thing here. And until we've got the evidence, we don't take the next step.
What is that? I'm going to come back. Riis, pull up my spot. I want it low underneath because I want to talk about something that I'm going to tell you I waited. Joe, I didn't want to see you go, but I was waiting for you to go because I was waiting for the 15th. Because somewhere in the news, I wrote it on my calendar, the 15th, the Anjanette Young report is going to happen. And that you were going to turn over the report. So, I was Googling and it was only after I saw from WBZ that they said that you had submitted the report. I was like, man, because when I saw the mayor put the, bye, Joe, we love you, right? And you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. We get on up out of here, and I'm not going to take none of your recommendations. I was like, do you think she's not going to let us see that report? And then I was thinking to myself, it can't do her any good to let this thing simmer anymore because she's going to let it go in her election. Somebody's going to FOIA it or something. Yeah. But back up. Anjanette Young, before I even ask any questions, I want you to, you saw the tape. You got the backstory. What the hell am I missing? No, back up. Tell me what you saw when you saw the Anjanette Young tape. Because when we had John Catanzara sitting right there. And he said, yeah, they made a mistake. We admit it was wrong, but turn the volume up. Turn the volume up. We saw a naked black woman.
Now, this case was litigated in federal court. The federal judge put in place an order. There's allegations that she has violated that. A federal judge put rules in place. It's for that judge to determine whether or not that was appropriate. I'm not going to sit here and second guess a federal judge or how the information related to that matter was handled. That's for that judge who I know and is very confident and I'm sure will be fair in assessing.
Because COPA has not yet made a decision in 22 months on this?
I just, look, we got to fess up and we got to clean it up.
You have the wrong place. You got the wrong house. You got the wrong house.
We will and we must continue to say her name.
Now, what we interposed there was how the mayor responded to Breonna Taylor. You can turn it off. How she responded to Breonna Taylor when it was the national spotlight. And then here we have our own situation where I got to tell you, all I could think of was what happens if that's my mom? Yeah. Like, black woman standing naked in a house, and when there seemed to be no compassion for her from the police to the mayor describing it to just the way she responded to right now, this woman still has not been made whole. How does that happen? What happened? What did you see? What am I missing? Where is the compassion? Where is the empathy? Jesus Christ. Help me understand what we saw there.
So some of the details, as you noted, the 163-page report has gone to the mayor and the superintendent and the head of COPA, and they get a chance to respond. So I'm not going to talk about some of the details at this point in time, but the details will be known. But there are some aspects of this. You put this in terms of empathy, compassion, and that's absolutely right. What we have here is a failed culture. They treated a victim after the fact in a way that re-victimized her. And that's because once this thing broke bad after the fact, everyone went transactional. Uh-oh, this is trouble. This is trouble for me. This is trouble for me politically. This is trouble for my job. And they treated it transactionally rather than approaching this from the perspective that it's government's job to make things right, not to re-victimize victims. You've got the right terms here, Mays. At a human level, at a humanity level, the government of Chicago failed this woman above and beyond the mistake that John Catanzara acknowledged that the department made.
So here's a couple things that just stick in my craw as this situation handled. Joe, if I'm correct, this situation happened under Mayor Rahm Emanuel?
At the very end of his administration, yes, February of 2019.
So this wasn't something that the mayor herself really had to wear. She could have just said, this happened, and I'm going to make it right.
Yep.
What happened? Why did the mayor feel the need to jump in it on the side of the federal judge and of the law department And then I got to ask you, I know this is an awkward question, but this was a black woman seeing another black woman. Well, anyway, black woman seeing another black woman with a lack of any sort of, like, I feel like the mayor should have been mad at the people.
Yep.
At the department, and she could have won people over by snapping on everybody.
Yep.
But she chose to become the prosecutor. And when that woman, when every time I hear her say that woman,
yep,
all I could think of is a black woman, and I'm standing at a slave auction, standing on a block naked as men poke pride and decide she's not human. How does this happen?
I don't know how it happens, except, as you're talking, I'm thinking the one thing, and you're right, the one thing that could have happened here is the mayor saying, not on my watch, that was the last watch, and we're going to make right of this, and not on me. And you're right, be measured by her response to it. What happened here was this played out for quite a while before she was aware of it. The aftermath, right, played out for quite a while before she was aware of it. And a lot of her people handled things in ways that were the opposite of what you just described.
Back to that professional stuff you were talking about
Back to
earlier?
that professional stuff. That's exactly right. And at that point, when the thing breaks bad publicly, this is a threat to her power. This is now a threat to her power. This is her Laquan McDonald, and she is a counterpuncher, and that's it. Her first instinct, no matter what the situation is to punch back, and that's what she did. But she was punching back at a victim. But she just punches back. That's not leadership.
Well, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that whole leadership thing. Joe, story gets a little bit more interesting to me, right? Because Mark Fleissner doesn't want to walk the plank. He does, I always tell people, when you get your staff, when you're a political hire, you make them sign their resignation letter when they come in the first day so you can hand it to them.
That's a professional courtesy.
Right. So use professionalism. Sign it. Then we don't even got to have this debate. Thank you for your resignation.
Yep.
Fleissner wasn't obviously in that position. And so he pushed back when the mayor, like ordinarily when you get whooped or like when somebody's got to take the fall, my man, you take the fall. And I'm going to be honest with you, Joe. I know how it works. You take the fall, you the man. They say, come back in a month. We'll give you all the law work you need. You'll be rich. You'll be fine. Do your thing. In a professional organization.
Yeah.
We see Fleissner in the paper telling us that he met the mayor in a park after. Hold on, let's go back up. So Fleissner leaves the office. Yeah, this to me, this is like movie stuff. It's like, but a terrible.
This is a bad gangster movie.
A bad gangster movie. So they tell him to walk the plank. He walks the plank begrudgingly.
Yeah.
Right? Because he was like, I didn't do it. You told me to do this. That's a whole nother story. He walks the plank. He goes to the Board of Ethics to get verified that he can do city business. Right? I remember I told you this. So he does the city business. They give him a clearance to be able to do law work. He sends it to the mayor. The mayor then sends an email out to the law department saying FYI. Joe, for the people in the back who might not understand what that means, what does it mean when you get a letter from the mayor that says FYI he's cleared to do, and it's emailed directly from the mayor? And was it directly from the mayor?
So just a couple of points of clarification.
Okay.
When Fleissner made the request of the Board of Ethics to
Yes.
just be cleared to do this, he put in the letter that he had talked to the mayor, and the mayor was okay with that. Okay.
Wait, they put this in writing, Joe?
No, it was Fleissner who put it in writing and saying, just so you know, the mayor's okay with this. Now the Board of Ethics should be saying it doesn't matter what the mayor thinks, it's what the ethics rules are. And frankly, it was the right ruling from the Board of Ethics. So now that letter goes to the office of the mayor, and the mayor forwards it on to her peoples saying FYI. And that's all it says is FYI.
No, okay. For the people in the back, what does that mean? I mean, if I get a letter from the mayor of Chicago, what is the tacit understanding?
I got no problem with this.
Okay. So now Fleissner, who has no problem with it, probably somebody in the law department is like, yo, all I'm not signing off on this. I'm not putting my name on it because I'm going to go, you all are the comedy of errors, and nobody is going to cover this. And now you send me an email that says do it. So now they're going to trace it. So apparently what happens, Fleissner doesn't get the work. Now help me understand, because I try to explain to my audience, you can be a lawyer and you can be paid in billable hours, right? Yep. So the city has a ton of work.
Yep.
Break that down for me.
Yeah, the city doesn't have a law department big enough to handle all of its legal work, so it has to hire outside counsel for a lot of stuff. And frankly, police litigation is a place where we spend a lot of money on outside counsel, and you can get paid up to $295 an hour as an outside lawyer doing city work. You do the math from there.
So I walk the plank, but then Mark Fleissner then. Help me understand this sordid story. They meet in a park? Like, they meet in a park, and then they go to the car, and they talk in the car, and it's like, it's not time yet. Help me understand this story, please.
I can't help you understand this story. This is just whack. I don't know what to say about this. No one has ever seen this before. The story is sitting in a car outside a park on a winter day, just the two of them in a car. Back to the beginning. This is a bad movie that we're talking about here, but this is the mayor of the third largest city in the country. If that happened, you look at it, and I said before, correlation is not causation, but you're wondering, damn, what the heck is going on there?
Okay. Joe, gotta ask you, because I'm sitting in this studio, right? Because I spoke out on a couple things during the uprisings.
Yeah.
I feel like the city was up for grabs, and I think the mayor was playing. It felt like she was like in the head of OEMC trying to be the boss and not letting people do. Like, I know Rich Guidis, and I know quite a few people over there, and those people at OEMC are pretty professional.
Yep.
And they know their business, but it seemed as though the mayor wanted to run the police and tactical responses. Did they lose control of the city during the uprisings? Because if you were to ask the mayor was like, no, nothing. I felt like she was doing TikTok videos and the city was burning behind her, and she was like, what fire? What happened during the uprisings? And then I just got to ask you, is there any evidence of the city and the mayor turning Chicago street outreach organizations loose that led to violence against black people? Did you any of that? Please talk to me about that.
So it's the superintendent and his staff, and you got to say, okay, explain to me the facts, explain to me the situation, explain to me the options, and what's the right decision here. And you go with that. The issue here is not the mayor. The issue here is the police department, which did not have the requisite experience, training, intelligence. And when I say intelligence, I mean intelligence gathering to actually understand what was going on out on the street. Did not prepare for this type of situation tactically or strategically. It wasn't the mayor. The mayor is dealing with a substandard police department in this moment. It's a failure of the leadership of the police department to make the right decisions to make sure that this does not get worse. And it just kept getting worse. So, the mayor is the one who's politically responsible for the outcome, sure, and that'll be dealt with during the next election. But in terms of professionalism, that's on the leadership of the Chicago Police Department.
Okay. Joe, I have come to the conclusion, we here call the mayor one who speaks with forked tongue. And I say things to be colorful a lot of times, and I do things to get reactions sometimes, but I don't know that I've ever seen anyone who had what I believe was the moral authority as well as a mandate use it so improperly to a point in which I don't know that we can trust really anything. I would say on every situation, and you talked about the mayor being a puncher. Yeah. I think that her premise thus far I don't know that there's anything that I have seen, any big issue that she's been confronted on where we can count on the first answer. And I also feel like, does she not know that FOIA exists? Right? So when you lie and you have all of these emails that say different, we're going to find out. Can we trust the mayor, honestly? Is the perception that I might not be able to trust her something that is made up?
No, it's not made up at all. I'm not saying she can't be trusted, but go back to what I said before. Time and time again, we've been in a situation where she has spoken before she has the facts. She has come on strong, and then once the facts reveal themselves, she sometimes just punches harder, and she's not good at acknowledging she made a mistake. And you know what? My personal belief is people want to know that you're trying, that you're being straight up with them, and then when you make a mistake, you acknowledge the mistake and say, we're going to get it better. People want to see that you're trying, not that you got it 100% right, because none of us gets it 100% right, and the challenges of these times are extraordinary. That's not her instinct. Her instinct isn't to acknowledge we got it wrong, we can do it better. Her instinct is to punch back at everybody who raises questions about what she does, and that's why I'm the former IG, I suspect.
So Joe, did you want to be the IG? Did you want to keep the job?
You know what? I don't know. That conversation was never had during the time that
y'all was homies though.
During the time that Lori Lightfoot, we've known each other a long time. But during the time that Lori Lightfoot was mayor, we never had a substantive sit-down conversation about the function and about what's going on in the function. I actually met her once face-to-face in the entire time she was mayor, and that was to bring to her the video of Eddie Johnson at the bar to give her a heads up that you're going to have to prepare to fire the superintendent, which is a big deal. That's the only time we actually sat across a table and had a lengthy discussion.
Come on, man. It was his last week, man. You know, he was probably just trying to cross some things off the list. Like, I've been the chief of police all these years, just one time in the car. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Let's not go there. There's lawsuits and there's hurt people and all that sort of stuff. But the point is that you know, like I said before, Rahm Emanuel and I would talk once every quarter or so. Same with Rich Daley. This mayor never talked.
Let me ask you this, because you've pointed out one of the things I also ask about is black elected officials. Mm-hmm. Yesterday I was talking about just way up in the Congress, people coming and talking to us about they were nominating people and they were endorsing people. And I was like, whatever happened to criminal justice reform in Congress before you start telling me about who you endorsing locally? Have black people in Chicago, as a white guy, from your perspective, seeing everything, have we been underserved by the people that we have elected?
100% yes.
Wait, back up. Let me just, because I think you paused a little bit. I want to make sure I got the right question because you answered it too quickly. Have black people in Chicago been underserved by the people that we've elected?
There are some great black elected officials, and there are some black elected officials who are doing the exact same thing that their white traditional counterparts do, which is make sure they get reelected and get for themselves. And they tend to the people to the degree that's necessary to get reelected. But you know what? They're not about the people. And
how do you know? How do you know when someone's about the people? Because obviously for you to make a statement like that, tell me like the inequities. Because I remember one time you wrote an article about something that happened in your side of town that was regular for us. And I was like, again, you understand the perspective. As a guy that kind of gets the perspective, how do you feel like black people are being underserved by their elected officials?
I would say in the city, black elected officials do not work with each other in a coordinate, collaborative fashion so that the singularity of the voice of the black community comes together and actually utilizes itself for full leverage for the benefit of the larger black community. Everybody's chasing around their little part of it, and they get bought off for pieces of silver, if I can go to church on you right now, in small ways. And it's not all of the, some of them say, nope, we got to do this right, and I'm going to call what's going on for what it is. But others of them, they're bought off too easily. And when I say bought off, I don't mean illegally, but I mean a mayor throwing a couple pieces of silver their way, and they go, hey, I got mine, community, you got yours, and that's not the solution.
Joe, should black people leave Chicago? I mean, what is our hope?
No.
What is the hope for black people in Chicago? You look at all the data, you get all the reports, you get all the stuff. Where does our hope lie?
Hope lies in coming together and speaking with voice. The hope lies in activism. The hope lies in, I don't know. We got to try harder and we got to try smarter is what. And when I say we, I mean that. Yeah, I'm an older white guy who's talking, but this is for the good of this city. We can't sustain where we are unless there is a coming together and better use of voice, and a coming together and a better use of voice at the election at the election time to actually make sure we are electing people who are truly about the bigger reforms that are needed rather than what's in it for me in my neighborhood. And that's what we end up with a lot of times.
Joe, I'm just telling you, you just you did the church piece, you done did the whole elected official piece, you got a little swag, we saw you bobbing your head. Let me ask a question, Joe, because it's been bantered around a lot. I think that's probably why the mayor don't want you around, right? You probably gonna try and get you they probably gonna offer you like $1 million job in another city, because in Chicago it's up and out. Is there any possibility? I'm telling you, I just heard it. Any possibility that you could be potentially considering, not in it, but considering running for mayor of Chicago?
No. Here's why. I think our problems are structural. And you can have a great mayor, but things will be better only to a certain degree as long as that person is mayor. And you got to elect the right person to be mayor. Then that person goes and everything kind of goes back the way it always been, because that's how the rivers run in this town. All in that direction. There's something structural that's missing here. There is no meaningful check on the powers which are extraordinarily focused on a single individual. We elect somebody to actually fix all the problems. That is not how things work in the world. It's people coming together, and it's the legislature actually going, hold on. Let's actually look into what it is that we're about to vote on. Let's look at it, what's going on behind the face of your proposal. Let's find out how much it costs, find out who it benefits, let's talk about what the metrics are, and then follows up after they vote on it that says, are we doing what we said we would do? And calling people to account through committee hearings. It's called checks and balances.
Why is that such a hard thing? Like, I feel like I just...
In Chicago.
It feels like your answer is you're not supposed to ask, like you're a bad person if you ask questions.
So there is one thing that is missing in Chicago that is not missing in the rest of the United States of America. Chicago doesn't have something that's called a charter. A charter is a constitution for a municipality. It's a higher form of law that sets how the power is held. You can't violate that constitution because the people can sue you for not following the Constitution. Chicago is the only major city in the United States without a charter. And so everything here in this city, this is what it feels like to me, and I think this is what it looks like to lots of people all over the city, is that Chicago is like a car speeding down the highway, and the highway's got no guardrails and no lane dividers, and we just all over the place on the basis of who's in charge, right? That's not good governance, and that doesn't serve the people well. We need a charter. We need a constitution that says, no. This is how the power is distributed among the players, And this is how legislation moves, and these are the standards, these constitutional higher standards for a lot of how we go about what we do. This city doesn't have one, and it's the only major city in the United States that doesn't have one. So what it means is Chicago without one will continue to just be about who got the money and who got the power.
Joe, will you disappear from the public space? Are we going to see you anymore? I mean, I know you got to watch that mayor, man. I'm telling you, Chicago people, are you going to be here still, or what's your next?
This is my home, and I'm going to be here. And as you said, I know a lot of things. The one thing you can't do as IG is you can't speak into the political space. Mm-hmm. You can only speak from your reports and your work. I'm not the IG anymore. And so the implications of what it is in those reports as they move forward, what I know from what I've seen over the years, I intend to be fully engaged in the civic space.
Ooh, I can't wait. Hey, you gonna do a podcast? Because if you want one, we'll hook you up. I know it's what's in it for the Black People Media, but I'm sure I could get Riis to come in here and cut your spot. And I'm telling you, then you appeal, because that's some good stuff, man. I can't wait to hear. So what's next though? Just what's next?
I got
book.
So here's what I'm telling folks.
Okay.
All right. I'm in conversations with folks about some multimedia projects, some writing projects, and I'm in some conversations with some universities about also some form of relationship. But I expect you're going to be reading stuff that I'm writing, and I expect you, and I hope that you're going to be hearing my voice. Maze, I hope you hear my voice on your show in the future, because that other perspective, that connect the dots perspective, that what's going on perspective behind the face of things, there's not too many people who have been privileged enough to actually be on the inside to see how it works. So I hope you have me back.
Hey, Joe. Let me just tell you, you got an open door policy. So this is what I'm going to say right now. Anytime you drop a report, anytime you got something, whatever it is, we want you to come here and break it down for us and help us understand. I think that, guys, Joe gives you the perspective. I always say I was, I was the black. I worked on the dark side of things in politics. Joe worked on the light side of things in politics. And I think it's a unique perspective that a lot of us need to be able to be privy to, because once you see it, it's like you can't forget it. And sometimes if you're on the bad side of things, then you like, let me get in. If you're on the good side of things, you be like, damn, what can we do to change this? And I think we wound up in the same place, because our show started out like Inspector General. Now I'm like, Inspector General? Well, I wouldn't. But I'd be like, did y'all read this report? Y'all check out them heat maps, and all the investigations sound sexy, but I got to encourage you to check out the audits. Hey, man, great work. We appreciate what you do, even though a lot of times people don't really, when you hear the IG, you be like, oh. But I think that you have been a credit to our city. And I would tell you that reading your reports has made me say that you have a very unique understanding on the perspective. And now that you come from Boston, too, that really makes me impressed. So, Joe, thank you for being here with us, man. We appreciate you, my brother. And come on back anytime you want to.
Thank you, Maze.
All right, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, Ruthie would have been all crazy. It's all good, though. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
WIIFTBP.
Today we learned that a Kentucky state grand jury found that the officer responsible for killing Breonna Taylor. Rulings like this one set us back and come as yet another challenge to the hard work and progress we've already made. It means we fight even harder against the systems of inequality and injustice designed to keep too many of us down. We will and we must continue to say her name. We will and we must continue to demand justice. And we will and we must do everything in our power to prevent any more names from being added to this roll, like George Floyd. or closer to home, Rakia Boyd, and Laquan McDonald, and too many others. I want you to know that I support you and will do everything in my power to protect you.
Regarding the CBS 2 story last night about the raid on the social worker's home, why did your administration go to court to try and prevent the body camera video from being broadcast? And why is your administration asking a federal judge to punish Miss Young for sharing video of her own home being raided?
And I watched that video. Now, this case was litigated in federal court. The federal judge put in place an order. There's allegations that she has violated that. A federal judge put rules in place. It's for that judge to determine whether or not that was appropriate. I'm not going to sit here and second guess a federal judge or how the information related to that matter was handled. That's for that judge who I know and is very competent and I'm sure will be fair in assessing.
Because COPA has not yet made a decision in 22 months on this?
I just, look, we got to fess up and we got to clean it up.
You have the wrong plane! You got the wrong house! You got the wrong house!
We will and we must continue to say her name.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8:11 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area's traffic and weather report. Over on traffic on the Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop, there's an accident, so it's 72 minutes, but outbound to O'Hare is just 25. On the Edens, Deerfield till Exchange is an hour and 9 minutes. There's also an accident going in that direction, but from Exchange back to Deerfield is just 39 minutes. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop is an hour and 4 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 37. On the Stevenson from I-355 back to the Dan Ryan will be 61 minutes. Outbound will be 41. The Bishop Ford I-80 to the Dan Ryan will be 58 minutes. 26 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 21 minutes to the Loop, 15 minutes back out to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jackson is 13 minutes. Jackson back out to 55th is just 7. On the north side of things, Randolph to Bryn Mawr is 8. Bryn Mawr back to Randolph will be 14. In today's weather, it is currently 55 and sunny. Today will be a high of 72 with a low of 54. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now here's Loch Ness with terrorism here on the Mays Jackson Show.
What it calls a new strategy to fight domestic terrorism. Following a 100-day review, federal officials are now laying out a new plan hoping to deter, detect, and prosecute domestic terror.
They went to the Capitol waving their flags and looking for smoke. He was out there looking for justice. They was over there looking for votes. Ashley Babbitt was with him and told all the people that nothing could stop us. She climbed through the Capitol window, breached security, and called a shot, bro. The media say she a veteran. They paint the picture to make her look greater. But she disrespected the same country that she served. That makes her a traitor. They was fighting police, resisting arrest. On God, I couldn't believe it. I guess blue lives only tend to really matter when it's convenient. Hey, these are the times we witness in history, all because they didn't get a victory. United States is so contradictory. We get equal rights, that's a mystery. Politicians, they more like magicians. You know they got tricks up their sleeve. We point out the flaws that's up in this country. You know they gonna tell us to leave. Somebody try to help me understand it. Always seems like a double standard. They be out here leaving us empty-handed. To certain rights we are not granted. The media is the culprit when it comes to the comparison. Cause when it comes to race, they always changing up the narrative. Terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. We still out here trying to get our reparations, but the government pump faking out here hesitating. I'm out here trying to keep my peace, so I keep meditating. The media make us look bad, they taint our reputation. Look, it's so sad that COVID causing toe tags. You claim you so patriotic, but you ain't wearing no mask. You out here wildin' with your MAGA flags and showing your ass. You wanna be part of some type of revolution so bad. Look, you talk revolution and constitutional rights, homie. I guess we forgot about back in the days when all of the business was whites only. Yeah. George Floyd got justice. Juneteenth got much respect. They made it a national holiday. Man, it's all good, but cut the check. They're giving out all of these vaccines, putting it in you like caffeine. Was it all in the part of the plan? I bet money like DraftKings. It's land of the free, home of the brave. 1776, we wasn't free till 1865, so we wasn't part of that shit. And that there's terrorism.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
If you ain't trying to help us, don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies now other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Todd, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect you oppressed to solve wrong.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world! This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Hey, y'all. In the building. I was gonna put you on the other camera, but it's a little blurry, so I'm gonna go ahead put it back up. Y'all in the building with me. 2 hours late.
No, not
to play Riis. How did you take the? She was in the other room. She said,
"You want me to show you pictures?"
Hold on, you can show us pictures in a minute.
I've been taking pictures for the last hour.
She was.
Good morning, sunshine.
Good morning, sunshine.
Hey, y'all. That is
Robin Patrice. Tell them how long I've been in here in that other room. I said I could have just. Man, we need security, man. Well, you forgot you gave me keys.
I didn't forget. I didn't forget.
I've been watching.
You ain't forget. I ain't forget. I just ain't called you to say, let me get them bad boys back.
Hey,
I was like,
ain't nothing missing it.
Hey, well, actually.
She's a lie. But you cleaned up, Jesus.
Hey, man, I got an assistant and everything.
Oh, that was
do you smell like, it smell like Egyptian funk up in here? Right? You
I'm
got
so
the
proud of you.
whole clean side. We got stuff going on. Y'all, it's like, I guess, the last time I think I actually laid eyes on you was the anniversary party. Actually.
It's been that long?
I don't think I've seen you since July.
Was it? I thought y'all did the little thing when y'all went out. That was after July?
That was before.
Before July?
I think the last time I seen old Book of Dawn.
Your favorite big sister?
I ain't seen old Book of Dawn.
Well,
I seen you on Instagram. I seen you because Dawn been living the best life. Man. She was like, I'm universe. She was like, hey, that's why I told you, Riis, we could take the plane off. I said we could take the plane off because, I said Dawn to meet us at the destination we fly jumbo jet, right? We fly commercial. Soul plane and all. Soul plane commercial. Dawn be calling me up like, hey, we got to get somewhere. So could you get me a check? Could you get the plane for 20? I'd be like, hold on, I got you. Wait, hold on.
And you do.
Hold on, I got you. Now, I can't get on the plane. But you know what I mean? Like, you need the G14. I get the G14. I get you the G12. What you want, a Challenger? Don be like, I think it's only 6 of us, so we gonna take the G12.
Now that's true. Actually,
G12.
you absolutely come through. You absolutely do.
You know what?
And for that, I'm grateful. I'll be back. I'm coming back. I've been out in that closet. I could have rolled up.
Don't say that. Hold on. You wasn't in no closet.
I mean, in the studio.
Not that. Hold on, right? Because there ain't no closet. Ain't nobody got to come out the closet. This ain't Weeko Wisdom.
And look, and then I forgot it had the thing, the old school Chicago thing, and I didn't know if it was glass or if you could hear me snickering. But that's glass, the top of the door.
Oh yeah.
I kept saying, they're gonna see the light from my phone.
We got a little funk. We got a little something. So in the building, y'all, is old Book of Dawn back in the building. You know, one day I came in the studio. Riis, remember that time I told you, like on Sunday I came in here and I smelt you. I was like, man, Riis and them I came in here one day and I smelt Dawn, Lil Ron. And I looked around and they had some books, not funky funk, you know, because like Kaylee be looking out, right? I was like, it smelled like somebody been here. Then I went to my Facebook and I seen that they had a whole live show recorded. Pulled down my curtains in the black. I'm like, dang, hold on, what?
I got a few. I'm doing what you told me to do, sir.
I know. So in the building, I know we ain't talked to you in a minute. Let's say what's up. Well, first of all, I didn't even say what's up top of the hour. So it's top of the hour. What's up to everybody? You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. DJ Riis the Ruler, and sitting in with us for the last hour, it is the one and only Book of Dawn host. What's up, Dawn?
Good morning, Maze
How
Jackson.
you feeling? I missed you.
I missed you too.
It's been a long, busy summer.
Yes.
I seen you I take that back, Dawn. I seen you because we came up to the rooftop. You hooked us up for the Eve joint,
the summer breeze.
And
absolutely.
then I was, man, you know what, Don? That beach, like every time I wake up and I wake up the next day, I feel like I wasn't on the right list. Cause I see Lil Ron, I be seeing all type of people. I be like, I must have missed that invite. But I be at the beach. I see y'all at the beach. I be like, I should have went yesterday.
Every
you know
Sunday
I love.
I can't even get on the list. I didn't hit her up on
live mix. I live mix.
She know my family too.
No. She got the look. Later on.
I'm gonna do you like Dikembe. You are the list, sir.
No, I'm not tripping. There's no place that you go that if I see you there, I'm not worried about that. I've never been worried about that at all. But I am gonna tell you, I was like, damn, I sure missed the live music, but Don, I'm gonna tell you, probably should stop by TP.
Oh,
Riis,
I know.
You better tell her.
I on a Sunday.
Man, I'm just telling you, man. It's all good. So, outlet.
Did you get a Miss Pac-Man machine yet?
I got Miss Pac-Man. I got air.
Oh, we had that.
We got air game.
Okay, because I do Miss Pac-Man.
We got millipede, centipede. Man, Big Swill done opened up a raw store. He got all type of stuff going up.
What's that?
Oh, I forgot you. You know, for the smokers out there, Big Swill got.
Oh, guess what I learned?
What?
Wake and bake. I know what
that
means.
Do you wake and bake?
No, I thought with that when you wake up and they said wake and bake. I said, oh, you wake up and then you like.
I need some
make
wake,
the
bake,
donuts.
and take. I need some wake, bake, and take.
So why is it baking?
I just want
you baked.
Yeah. Oh, like cooked or like done?
Baked. You know, like when you've been able, like you baked.
I don't.
My cousin.
Who wants to wake up and do that?
When you're high, you're baked. Who
wakes up to get high?
Oh my God! My asthma. My asthma cousin.
Yeah,
I thought you said my asthma.
And I asked my cousin, and shoot, and if you could add the 3-piece to that, like if you could add the wake, bake, and get you some. Shit,
like
who wants to do that?
Oh.
Who don't?
Oh, okay.
Speaking for the men out there, men wake up be like, man, the best thing in the world could be like you could roll over. For my cousin say. He said you could roll over one way, hit the B, roll over the other way, hit the B.
Oh, okay.
Or the P.
Well, you know, I've always been one of the fellas, so I understand.
Of course you're with Dawn, Lisa, because you like a church girl.
Yeah.
Well, hold on now.
Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate you.
Y'all gotta let go now, man. This weed is legal. According to
It's
my cousin. I don't know. Y'all, you shouldn't probably wake up and bake. You should wake up and take like a gummy or something.
Oh no!
And then lay there and let Mr. Millhouse be like, Mr. Millhouse, I popped the gummy.
Say, I wake in 8, huh?
I wait right. Mr. Millhouse will be like, Mr. I'll stop.
No, go ahead. I'm here for it.
No. I'm cool.
And he's watching.
I'm not hook. I'm trying to hook you up, Mr. Millhouse. So, Mr. Millhouse, this is what you do, man.
Them gummies sent me off
Let
the
me
ledge.
tell you, that's Mr. Millhouse.
Them gummies had me hallucinating. I'm not doing
Mr.
that.
Millhouse. See it.
I
I'm
just
telling
wake
you,
up and give me some champagne.
Gummies for make every. I say, baby, eat this gummy because it make everything seem bigger, right?
Oh.
So, Mr. Millhouse, let me show you the player move. Mr. Millhouse, go up to one of your super silver, because I know you got them silver serving platters, and get you one.
do.
And then, Mr. Millhouse, what you do is you put them on the serving platter.
Okay.
And then you put them by the bed with like a glass of water, and they make it look like it's like, like gourmet. Then you be like, baby.
With his radio voice.
Baby. Yeah, Mr. Millhouse do it. Riis got to do it.
Mr. Good. You got to make sure that he don't forget to stop at your local. No.
No.
Stop at your local gas station.
Mr. Millhouse ain't stopping at no gas station. First of all,
No,
they bring the gas.
not doing that.
Mr. Millhouse, they bring the gas to his car.
Or somebody goes and gets it.
They be like, hey, Mr. Millhouse, you on 3/4? Let me get them keys. He'd be like, take the Bentley. Not the Bentley, excuse me. Take the
That
Rolls
new
Royce.
G.
He's taking on the G. You got the new G-Wagon?
Oh, baby.
Lord have mercy. You know what? I was this close to the G-Wagon.
Hey, that new one is some kind of special.
I'm going to tell you, I'm poor.
Let me tell you what the seats do.
What do they do?
When he turns and the seat thinks I'm in danger, it grabs my side.
I gotta kind of do that.
I said, ooh.
Oh yeah, it'll clench you up and it'll be like
sexy.
We'll snuggle you up. Yeah, actually, you know what? All right. So anyway, Don.
Yes, sir.
So what's up, man? What you been up to, man? You been around the world? What you doing? I seen you got the charities cracking. I see every time I turn around, you are a social elite. Like Don, you know what I love about Don though, cause she, Don be like, but I'm still repping. Just so you mugs know. Just so you mugs. And don't let MC Light come on at your gala, because she will grab the mic. But, Dawn, what you been up to?
I have been doing exactly what you told me to do. You told me to get you some good content.
Okay.
And get interviews.
Okay.
And I want to come back strong.
All right. So
I don't want to play no games.
Well,
I talked to Haitian. You know who Haitian Jack is?
Man!
I got an interview with Haitian Jack.
Oh.
Yeah.
Haitian Jack. Hey, man, Haitian Jack killed Tupac. We know who
No,
Haitian
he
Jack
did
is.
not.
My bad. I don't want no problems, Haitian Jack.
No, he
no
did
problem.
not.
That's a light-skinned dude. I'll be like, you know what?
Oh, he ain't
I'll
joke
pass.
with it.
Pass.
I said, Jack, you gonna do an interview for me? He said, only for you, Dawn.
Is he doing it from Haitian?
Yeah, from Dominican.
Oh, because he went on the other side.
Yeah.
See, he could pass.
Yeah. Well, he can still go to Haiti. Now.
Yeah, but he can. But ain't nobody trying to go to Haiti right now.
Nah.
Ask the missionaries.
The Haitian Jack, let's call Jack and see if he know where they are.
Pass. They should call Haitian Jack to tell him to say the people.
Yeah, he got he's filled out his paperwork. He'll be able to come back in the States soon.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. I was checking out Haitian Jack on the what's that movie? What's the hip hop joints? Where they with big it was like a 4-part series where they talked about all the people. The only person I really knew on the show was Haitian Jack. Everybody else was like,
I think I saw that. Was it on like Netflix or something?
No, it was on not Stars. It was on FX or something like that.
Yeah, I know you're talking about, and like the cop was like real intense and trying to figure out who you talking about that one.
No, it wasn't no cops. It was like they was all ballers, like they was all rappers back in the day. Like what's old boy who was with?
That was on Netflix.
No, maybe they put it on Netflix.
Okay.
Maybe they put it on
a
Netflix.
streaming service though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Patrick, if you want to do something else, you can, dog. It's plenty. So Don, can I tell you? I ain't going to even.
Brutus.
Yeah, but Patrick. I forgot Haitian Jacques. Okay, because Patrick is from Haiti. Okay, my bad. I got you. I'm gonna leave you alone.
Nah, he'll tell you his name is Jack.
Jacques. No, it's Jacques.
I call him Jacques, but you better not call him that.
I'm calling him. What you want me to call you, Haitian Jack? That's what you want?
Jack.
Okay. Jack. Hey, Don. All right,
sir.
Since we got you here, yesterday we had a little. Did you watch the KRS-One versus Big Daddy Kane? You did.
I snip it.
So I'm not the biggest versus watcher. I did catch it yesterday. I had this little thing yesterday. So, and then shout out to Jim Alita because she had Rakim in town.
I was there. I was there.
I
was there. It was actually, Rakim, the God is so unapologetically himself.
But he
was in his own thing.
I'm with you on that, but can I ask a question? You think he could beat KRS-One? No. Thank you.
Nah.
Thank you. Just wanted to put it out there.
Nah.
So
respect due, but
right.
Hell
Rakim ain't got the catalog.
No. Does he.
I said Rakim, Don. I said if you was in a car ride, Rakim gets you the Kankakee. You will rock out to Kankakee, but you got to get the champagne. You done.
Hey, did you hear that rhyme that KRS-One dropped when he said when he's competing with he's the cocaine off the cuff?
I still got to say
he
that
the dopest ever.
Chris might have. I don't know how he went out. You know, I think the time changed on him. But like just watching him in that show, I just was like, good God.
He's too conscious. He's always been. That's why he never crossed over into this commercial Meek Mill, like all the trap I love, but he has always been too conscious.
I'm just curious, who could beat Chris really in a freestyle battle? I don't know. Ooh. I'm gonna tell you now. Who wins though. Okay, so now if you went the greatest. So I said yesterday, let's put these people on the list. If you had Rakim, you got LL Cool J. Mm-hmm. You got who did we just say? KRS-One. And who was the last one I put on there? Who wins? Let me see. I got it.
In a freestyle.
Nope. Best catalog. Best rapper. Like, and I think like to me it's got to be all of it.
You said LL Cool J yet?
Okay, so hold on.
He
I said here was my four.
LL Rakim.
LL Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, or KRS-One. The Scarface fit in that box? That's no, Scarface. Scarface is an older. He's a little bit. So who goes? LL Cool J, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, or KRS-One?
Can I call a tie?
Who would you call in a tie?
LL and KRS-One. LL is dope.
No, LL is beyond dope. I don't think people give him. I think he's transcended so much that you just forget the whole rapper LL because he done been on so many 3 million SVUs. Yeah. LL, yep. So
but they're two different. They're two different categories.
Huh?
Like LL has the commercial acceptance that KRS-One never had.
I got you. It's all different genres. But if you got to play one tape, one greatest hits album,
I would play a LL.
I think if you take LL, you can't miss.
Yeah, I would take it.
Like even if you mad, you can't miss. All right, Ice Cube ain't in that. He ain't in that one. No,
Ice Cube will be here though.
When?
This weekend.
For what?
The
Victory?
Concert.
What concert? I don't be knowing, man. I'm old.
Cube and
they don't be
the
inviting
whole West Coast joint.
I'm not the West Coast. I don't want to see Spice One. Sorry.
You going down, ain't you?
I'm not. I'm going to Alabama to see them play Tennessee. It's the
dang.
cigar game. You get to smoke in the stadium.
Oh,
after
really?
The game, yeah.
I want to. I like Tennessee. Obviously, I know you like.
Excuse me?
No, you know what? So
Exactamundo, Fondo.
No, so again, Tennessee was like the first school that like
Tennessee.
Bolingbrook, our star quarterback.
Went
to Tennessee.
Okay.
And during Johnny Major's era. And so it's like, you see your guys go. Sure. Like even my Ernest Crank went to Iowa, and as much as I hated Iowa as an Illinois guy, you always do that. All right, Don.
I went to your school. We did a tailgate. Millhouse did a tailgate. We went to Illinois to the
I seen that too. Nobody asked me. It's okay though. It's all right.
You can always.
I'll be seeing.
I don't have to.
I'll be seeing.
You don't have to ask.
I'll be seeing. I did.
We're going to Dubai.
I'm not messing around
in
with Dubai.
2 weeks.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You're not going. You don't.
I ain't messing around with Dubai.
Oh.
But however, very shortly we are about to celebrate our wedding anniversary.
Yes. You're welcome. I think I'll forever be a part of that.
Yeah, I think you will too. Y'all know. I told y'all Don used to be the plug. right? I would come be like,
the outlet,
Don's
the
restaurant.
outlet.
Oh, the outlet.
Yeah, yeah.
The restaurant, Don had behind the brown door. The restaurant.
MVs,
Every time I go,
MVs.
MV. Every time I'll be like, Don, I'm going on a date with Carrie. Can you? She had a menus have my name on them and stuff.
Absolutely.
Be like, what's up? So yeah,
you were so adorable when you were courting her.
And now
I was so proud of you.
You know,
and you got you a good one, G.
I must agree. And you know she's running for Cook County Assessor, right?
I follow her. I share her video. I absolutely do.
All right, so we need, it's, hey, is Millhouse doing WIIFTBP this week? He must be.
Yeah.
See that,
I was hanging with WIIFTBP people last night when you called.
Right. See, I told you, Riis. Don, you coming? Yes, I'll be there. What time you need to be?
Hey, listen.
Be there. Right. Don, what time you gonna be there? Yeah, I'm gonna be there, Mace. I got you. Yes, I'll be there in 5 minutes till.
I promise you, I've been sitting out there since Tennille. I thought Tennille was gonna call you and blow my cover.
Let's check this out though. She's saying it like she was here at like 6:05.
I was here at 7:10.
She's like 6:05.
7:15.
Come on.
That's
no,
no.
You know we got a time date stamp on this mug.
No, 7:15.
All right, I believe you. I believe you. All right, y'all, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, I want to talk about it's the Ahmaud Arbery. Jury selection begins today. And did y'all? I really feel like we need to just talk a little bit about the Joe Ferguson interview. I mean, because
that was a good interview.
Dude basically was like, we can't trust the mayor.
I
know, and so look. Don, I know you got money to make. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about that. You can jump in, tap out on that. But that Joe Ferguson interview, I feel like I might have to go back, chop it up, and play it. And I'm so sorry y'all missed the answer on the city burning down. But he basically said they turned them loose on us.
Yeah. I think the worst part about that was the lack of communication. It speaks volumes in the silence that he's not being reached out to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Can I tell you the crazy part, though, was that if it wasn't for those uprisings, we wouldn't be here. And it was like, think about how many people that we supposed to trust lied to us. And then here you got it's like we got to wait for the white boy to come tell us the truth that we already knew.
Yeah.
Mace Jackson Show. I got the Book of Dawn sitting next to me.
Yeah.
DJ Riis, the ruler, with his happy emoji hat on. We'll be back after these messages.
The Mace Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTBP.
Oh, man. They done messed around and gave New Era Chicago their own radio show. What they do that for?
You done messed up! So what we doing, bro?
Man, we talk about power.
Did you say power?
Not rights and equality, but power. We ain't begging, we building.
In that order, Chicago, and we got dope segments. Hey, yo, sis, holla at them.
Peace and love, family. It's Sister E of New Era Chicago in the building, dropping the statistics, holistics, and of course the ballistics. Good for the mind, body, and the soul. Let's get it, family.
And this your boy D Cook coming with straight facts. If you don't know, now you know.
And this is your other sister, Omo Oya Music, coming in peace, love, and light, getting real with my people so we can quit with the bull spit.
And this brother E, and I'm gonna wrap it up with the power surge.
Listen, it's going down every Wednesday night, 5 to 6 p.m. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's the Black Power Hour, New Era Chicago Radio on What's in It for the Black People Media.
All power to the people.
All power to the people.
All love it.
Yeah, I love being black. Hey, do this for my people.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8:38 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather update. Well, for the traffic on the Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop is an hour and 4 minutes. Outbound back to O'Hare will be 21 minutes on the Edens. Deerfield to the Exchange is 58 minutes. Exchange out to Deerfield will be 30. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop is an hour and 9 minutes. Back out to Thorndale, just 37. On the Stevenson, from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 57 minutes. Outbound, 41. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 1 hour, 26 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 17 minutes to the Loop, 15 minutes back out to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jackson is 13 minutes. Jackson back out to 55th, just 7. On the north side of things, Randolph to Bryn Mawr is 8. Bryn Mawr back to Randolph is 14. Today's weather is currently 57 and sunny. Today will be a high of 72 with a low of 54. I'm Riis the Ruler, and just because we got Don Millhouse in the house, here's So Good here on the Maze Jackson Show.
I don't know what you did, but you did it right. Girl, you make it look so easy. Everywhere you go, heads turning left and right. Can't say you a dime, you're a 20 piece. Cause girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that clothes on. Why you gotta look so good, good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that clothes on, girl, why you gotta look so good? I can look and see you're not an average chick. You're shutting it down everywhere you go. Girl, I want you as bad as I want a check. Cause you're sexy from head to toe. Girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put your clothes on. It's something about you when you put your clothes on. When you're waking up straight out of bed, girl, why you gotta look so good? When you're at the job just taking a break, girl, why you gotta look so good? In the club turning up, why you gotta look so good? On the dance floor giving more, why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good?
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, and sitting next to me, somebody said he might have wrote the song for her. It is Miss Dawn Millhouse in the building. What's up, Miss Millhouse? How you feeling?
With my hands, how you feel?
I'm good, man. I'm feeling real good.
I'm so proud of you.
Why?
Because you just keep on going.
You know what, Dawn?
I remember I came in here, and, well, it wasn't in here. It was over there. You was in there, all 14 of y'all, and this was just space.
Big old wide space.
And a little
we had crates. We had pallets.
That
Sonya used to stand on pallets, and I would try to put the boards up there, and she'd be like, "I'm not sitting on that," because you know if
she'd
you
be
roll
standing
too far,
right about here, but there were no walls.
Yep, there was no walls. It was all out here.
I have
We had
pictures
tables.
of that.
I do too. Yeah. It's a long way. You know, we just can't stop. You know, it's like when you're a business. Like I've been in business as a business owner since 1999. I think that's what my jacket says. And in 1999, it's like you go through it. You go ups, downs, you back around. You learn how to adapt. But when you got a vision, it's like, quite frankly, you know, sometimes you got to adapt. Mm-hmm. But the beautiful thing is you keep going.
Yeah.
You just keep going. Speaking of keep going, Dawn, you was in the building during the Joe Ferguson interview. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just thought that was pretty deep, right? Like, so there's a few things, like I know when we come in and when people come into the Lion's Den, sometimes we want to be, but sometimes I just think it's important that we listen.
Absolutely.
Right? And that you hear. Like, you know, I think if you listen to him when he said our black people being underserved by their elected officials, that's a hard thing to hear. But I think it's important that not just we hear it, but the black folks who are in positions of power hear it, not to shame you, but to help you understand, like, Joe, It's not supposed to be this way. I would tell you that probably everybody in the studio has been blessed, probably beyond measure, and don't necessarily have to face all of the challenges that, don't get it twisted. As Riis told me when I got my blue check, he was like, you got your blue check, but you still OJ, right?
Right.
And I think we all, no matter how much we succeed, I was talking about my experience at the Porsche dealership, and it's like still same kind of feelings, same kind of issues. But I think for our black elected officials, when you hear the inspector general tell you that you can be free, like you got a job to do for your people, sometimes we are so in desire to be in the good graces with the mayor or the president or whoever it is that we lose our larger, broader sense of perspective.
Sure.
And I just think, I thought it was important for black folks to hear it, both black electeds and black people, because we have tend to settle for less than. And when you hear the white boys say, hey, by the way, y'all are settling for less than, at least makes me feel like I ain't crazy. Because I you know, when I be, what's in it for the black people? Why do the black people? People be like, man, dog, chill, Joe. Like, when you go to the meetings, I'm going to tell you, it sucks to be made sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's because the dude said, if you look at the heat map, he said the poverty correlates with the lack of education, which if you red, you suck. If you green, you good.
Right.
And everything bad is in our neighborhoods. From contracts to participation to education to all of it. And I think, like, everybody was like, ooh, did Rom know about Laquan? And this the man, I had to get my mayor questions off. But I really feel like the hidden gem in the interview that we didn't spend too much time on was those audits.
Yeah.
Those audits tell the story of the money of the city. Where does our money go and how do we not participate? And you heard the man say everything. Like, check this out. He did the what's in it. He summarized almost every show that I scream at y'all about.
Sure, he sure did.
And then don't let Ruthie tell you, but he had the data to back it up. Like, I'm not pretending that we're getting played. He's like, y'all getting played.
Yeah, he was very clear.
Like,
let's be clear.
Like,
yeah. Let me just say something that you said that is really probably as important as the hidden gem in the interview, because there were a lot of nuggets in that interview that you almost have to rewatch it to really be able to hear it, because like often we do react without listening, right? And so we never really truly allow ourselves to hear what is being said. So if you're already fighting, you can't talk and listen at the same time. But being able to listen is not a skill set that we do well. In fairness, I will say that it comes because we always have to fight. But you even yourself have learned to listen. There was a time that you never did that. Sometimes recently, not like recent because I haven't seen you in forever, but being able to hear, they're all not the devil. You have to listen, and he was factual and succinct. And he, and he was actually peaceful.
Oh, because I feel like
he didn't come in here like.
I wanted to, because what'll happen is somebody like that will get minimized, and they'll say, "Oh, he's got an axe to grind, etc." He didn't come in with like a vengeful heart.
Not at all.
Not at all. He came in with I feel like he came in as a person
with
at
the
peace,
truth to tell,
but at peace.
Absolutely.
With the job that he, like when you did right by people, or you try to do your job good, you don't walk around feeling guilty. You be like, man, I did what I thought that was the right thing to do.
Absolutely.
And I gotta tell y'all, man.
And that takes courage, right? First of all, to come in here, and your lion's den is it's rough. It's like he was.
Yeah, we saw last week.
Yeah,
They was whooping on people for real.
He was Daniel. He was Daniel in the Lion's Den in real life. But he definitely came in with his story to tell. His story just happens to be true. But that fearlessness is because he did the right things. And now, unfortunately, we're going to find out. When does that report come out?
So,
Be released. And will we have access to it when it does?
Dawn, that's the challenge. So the challenge comes because remember, he can't force anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know that they have to release the report because we still haven't seen the Eddie Johnson report.
So I'm saying we're going to somebody's going to FOIA it. Yeah.
And I think there may be a window. See, I think like that dude said, I'm not going nowhere.
Yeah.
He is like, and here's the thing, you have a place, whether you playing spades or whether you playing bid. You know when the people do this? You know this, remember, when you do spades, when they do spades and they be like this, and they be like, here, go right here.
Right. Yeah.
This how Joe Ferguson is in the game. Like,
yeah.
Joe Ferguson is part of
no matter what spades you playing, double, joker, with all that.
He like, I got
deuce, joker, all that.
Right.
Yeah.
He got he ready to be.
He Trump tight.
Hey, and Joe Ferguson right now is the epitome of I wish a mom would.
if that was what the kids say, if that was a picture.
Let me do this, because Joe Ferguson, look, hey y'all, I got a feeling we need to be checking out these tweets he gonna be dropping. And I got a feeling he gonna be responding directly to the mayor. So y'all check him out at Joe Ferg Chicago or at Chicago OIG. At Joe Ferg, JoeFerg Chicago, or at Chicago OIG. Now you know the mayor gonna be like, we need that Chicago OIG back.
Real quick. Run that.
Look. How about this? So, on his way out the door, he tried to say, well, if you're not gonna, because the city has to have an inspector general. Yeah. So he said to her, well, I recommend this person out of my office on the way out the door. She was like, nah, I'm
not gonna be able to do it.
No, but she hired somebody that sat next to the person he picked.
Oh,
that's petty.
First of all, don't steal my words. That was Petty LaBelle. Petty Pablo. That was all kinds of petty.
See, Don, I'm gonna tell you too, and you should have popped in at the end because I was gonna let you do the Chicago test on.
Oh,
I was gonna let you do
I was gonna standing in the dark studio. I
was gonna make you. I had that already for you.
Oh,
science. I was like Chicago.
I get scared to I don't interrupt you.
Yeah, don't. No,
I've been on the tail end of opening the door. Yeah, I didn't want that. I didn't want that.
What you thought this is? The Mace Jackson? What you thought this was?
I was like,
we been doing hundreds around here.
I was texting Robin Patrice like, he ain't never. I'm waiting for the break. And I said,
like,
ain't no break.
Ain't no break for this one. Look, we got him for an hour. Look,
I'm not interrupting.
Check this out. This dude
ever.
said, we cannot trust the mayor.
He said, period. Period. He might as well have said, you heard me at the end. He was so calm about it.
Did you also notice he started dropping his he's getting close to doing the white guy with the black accent, so he started dropping his S's. And
he did get comfortable.
Hold on.
Yeah. Hold on, Joe.
All right,
hold on, Jay.
Joe. Black people like you when you stay white. When you start trying to be white, black people like white people that be white that know they white.
And we're good.
And be comfortable with that. They'll be talk to you. They'll chill with you.
Yeah, don't
that
do the
moment
white
when
mic
you start
don't do the white mic thing.
Right. Once you start doing that, that's it. Yeah, man. I'm just tell you that Joe Ferguson, Anjanette Young. So it was crazy to watch the first time he heard the Anjanette Young spot. And then when I put it back on, I played it out there before he came in. And I mean, dude face just dropped.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to watch. It's not hard. It's hard for us because we know what didn't happen. So when we watch it, there's an anger. There's an anger. There's all those emotions come back. I just don't know how people can sleep knowing that they mishandled that. I don't know how you sleep at night.
because the value of black people is a lot less. And
Right,
even
but it's black people sleeping that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the black people that sleep.
That's why if you're a black person that thinks you're a old white man, then you're not going to have compassion. If at the point in which you finally get the kids back in school and your answer is, I'm going to celebrate this with scotch and a cigar, you got to recognize who we're talking to and the level of empathy. When you got when you've got the mayor saying, arrest those boys regardless of the evidence, and we'll send the police to go make some.
Yeah, because that's you're used to doing that.
Well, and so
you guys got a playbook for that.
So, who is this person that we got sitting in our spot? And I know it's a lot of people, right? My sister hit me up last week, and she was like, it's a lot of people that's happy with the mayor, and
I love me some Tennille.
I want y'all.
She gonna keep you straight your whole life.
She has, but we keep each other straight.
True,
right?
Iron sharpens iron.
Because all I want is more for us. All I want is better for us. It blows me that the white boy comes in here and tells us like, y'all getting played, like straight up, like I'm straight, like I'm not mad, like I live it. You can live with that again, but I'm just telling you, you're being underserved. You are not, and not underserved. Like, I want our people to understand that because you don't 100% line. It's like when the American come to black people and say, if you disagree with me, don't ask me for shiznits for 3 years. Like, she's willing to starve off all the black communities because we got a voice, because we want the same thing that the people over there get and the people over there get. And when the man said that everything bad that happens and inequity all matches 100% up with the heat map, it compounds. And it just keeps piling up and it keeps piling up. And we always see it as this is the way it's supposed to be. And it's just not.
So let me ask you this question.
Go.
I just talked about Tennille, and as your sister and your business partner has always given a different perspective, right? She has not always agreed with you. Sometimes to the point where you bump heads, there's an impasse. Who ultimately then is responsible for her lack of empathy? Is it the immediate people around her, or because somebody else is culpable? You can't be that lofty without other people having to shoulder the blame.
You pick people to me that reflect your values and reflect your empathy and reflect your compassion. And I would tell you that oftentimes what happened is, in the case of the mayor, she aligned herself with white progressives.
Okay.
White progressives have the perception of being pro-us, but they really aren't. And what I've come to the recognition is white progressives, because I was looking at just like how the Democratic slating just went and all that. And I was looking at where do white progressives that hold themselves in high esteem live, and they often live in these wealthy neighborhoods. And what I've come to recognize is progressive means that I'm rich, but I'm not a Republican.
Gotcha.
Right?
Gotcha.
Or I don't want to be labeled as a Republican.
Sure.
But I don't want to be that old Democrat machine guy. And I have rich people values, but I don't want to be considered a Republican. And so what you look at is pay attention to who the progressives are. And then when you look at who the mayor has aligned herself with, and you go and look at the North Shore, and you look at all of those people, and they essentially have rich white people values. But they can't say we rich white people, so they call themselves progressives. And the mayor aligned herself with that group and has been part of that group as well as being a Republican, right? Literally, she worked at the top Republican firm, and I would still argue, but in Chicago, you get to be nonpartisan. So by declaring nonpartisan, nobody asked you to declare, but she's voted Republican. She shares her season tickets with the head of the Republican Party.
Right.
And so if you come from that ilk of why didn't you pull yourself up from your bootstraps? I've done it. Look at me. What's wrong with you?
Okay.
And then you surround yourself with white people who tell you you're special.
Right.
Right? And where the mayor then comes is you've got this kind of, if you haven't got this certain pedigree, then the white liberals around you, it's not race. They don't play it as race. They use words like qualified. They use they look at your degree. They say, where'd you come from? And then they use all types of different ways to exclude
weed
people.
You out. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And so that is essentially what happens. And quite frankly, most of the times, the progressives have not been in power. So they don't know how to wield power. So it's like you spent your whole life trying to break up this machine that now we just gave you the keys to, and now you running it, but you're running it from the perspective of a rich white Republican who is like, why do we need to be worried about what's going on with these Negroes? Yeah. But I still get to wear the Democratic flag. Again, I challenge you to look at all of the white people that call themselves progressive. Mm-hmm. Look at where they live, look at what their values are, and then say, how often does that match up with us? And you saw Toni Preckwinkle did the same thing. She was aligned with them. Mm-hmm. They played her, and now she's working her way back.
So let me challenge you to this. If you could sit in a room with her, with Mayor Lightfoot, can you channel your inner Joe and Mr. Ferguson, right? That's his last name, right? That was here. Could you, because you are honest, you are knowledgeable, and you do speak for a large portion, a large percentage of people, could you taper that emotion, that passion, and have a real conversation with her if I could put y'all in a room together?
Yeah,
I think not a brawl, because she
So I'm gonna say
might
this.
swing.
Yeah, you
Could
swing.
you?
That's how I'm gonna say, Don. It's like this, and here's how I feel. I'll meet you where you at. I'll meet you where you at. So if you want to have a conversation, I think, and I kind of resent just a little bit the concept that I can't have a conversation with somebody that I disagree with. Toni Preckwinkle and I were Queen Sugar, the whole thing. We sat down once a month, every day. When she finally realized that you needed to come to black folks, it wasn't, bow down and kiss. It was like, let's have a conversation.
But she got different energy. Like Tony's energy.
So I got you. And here's what I would say to them. Like, I feel like if you have a lack of respect for black men, then you're probably not going to want to sit and have a conversation with me, because I'm not accepting it. Now, if you want to meet me, look me in the eye, and we want to have a conversation, and we want to be honest, and you can be like, Maze, I don't appreciate, but let's be real about it. I'm not going to tolerate disrespect. Mm-hmm. And I give you, there is a certain level of authority or deference that comes with being the mayor. So at the moment in which the mayor says she wants to come have a conversation, the mayor can sit right in that conversation. We're going to have coffee, tea. We're going to make it as one. But I'm not going to come into this joint and be like, I'm just happy you're here. Like, no, our city burned down. And we could talk about, hey, Madam Mayor, so help me understand, what is it that I missed in the situation with the street outreach workers attacking black people, and and we saw it on the video, and we heard the tapes. Why is my perception different from what you saw? Help me understand it. I'm not going to even argue, because we all know what we saw. And Absolutely. At that point, you tell the people your story. I'm going to ask the questions. One of the things that I think people sometimes want me to do is force the answer out of people that we want to hear. Mm-hmm. No one's going to say, I am participatory in white supremacy right. And whether I know it or not, right? But what's important, just like Joe Ferguson, is that you get the opportunity to hear the perspective of the person that you are opposing or have an issue with. And oftentimes I look to see, is there anything we agree on?
Yeah, because there's some truth in everything.
Yeah.
But you do know that deflection, that fight, that reactive fight that we often see, that's to deflect from getting to the real conversation. So I'm saying this as your sister. I'm saying, you know what you know. We know what we know. It's in plain sight. I mean, you can Google it. You can when you have that conversation, because I'm gonna claim that conversation. I ain't gonna put a date on it, but it's soon, right? I want you to remember at the moment that deflection comes, however it comes, that's to distract so that you never get the answer. So if you could just remember me say, my big sister said, oh, this is that moment. If I don't say anything, then either it's going to be silence, and silence is powerful. The no answer is the answer. I just want you to take that with you in that interview that you do in here. When the deflection becomes and the swinging happens, don't fight. You ain't got to swing back.
So this I'm going to tell you, though. And I done been through this rodeo.
A couple, 2, 3, 4 times.
Tony Preckwinkle, Governor Pritzker, everybody who said F Mays, blah, blah, blah. When the end of it come
We
around.
should make that a T-shirt.
They all come around, and they always find some way to try and figure out a way to sit. Once they recognize that they want black folks, they come and sit in the chair. And what I will tell you is that if that moment ever comes, I think it'll always be, I will always be tactful. Like, she ain't going to get me to a point of being untactful. But I think that too many times, right, people get impressed with the moment and the people, and they want to take the picture and the selfie, and they just happy that they got acknowledged. I'm through.
You've never been that.
I'm through with the whole being. I tried that. I tried that with Tony Preckwinkle. We tried that with J.B. Pritzker. We tried to say, okay, look, here's the opportunity. We're gonna put the conversation, and here we sit as the worst state 4 years later for black people with no cannabis, no gaming, no nothing. And I think that oftentimes everywhere else they go, people be like, oh, it's okay. You know what? Yeah. It's okay. So no, I'm not gonna be like, I'm gonna be like, it's real shit going on out here.
I don't want you to not be that, because we need you.
Yeah. So let's say this. Everybody who walks, if you have the chutzpah, wherewithal, whatever, to walk in here and sit down and and recognize the value of the platform, then for me, the value is not in me having a fight. Sure. The value is in giving our audience the opportunity to get answers to the questions. That's why I oftentimes tell y'all, like, I'm not going to make that dude say something different so that he could placate us like everybody else. Hear who he is and what you going to do about it.
Right.
Madam Mayor, you are 100% welcome to come to What's in it for the Black, no matter what all them people told you, right? It's like there's no reason in the world I would not want to have a relationship with the mayor of Chicago, because I want to help black people. I've said on numerous occasions, she need to find the right people. I didn't want to sit out government for 4 years.
Right.
I didn't.
Right.
But as I told a committeeman yesterday, I don't know that there is a place for strong black men in politics, because at every space, we are expected to compromise. We are expected to bend. We are expected to not represent our interests. And so it's like I'm over black men having to be subservient, be kicked to the curb. We recognize where we sit in this space, but like, yo, if that woman is going to get reelected, which I don't know is going to happen, you got to pass through the black community. And so instead of waiting 6 years or 4 years and being like, screw you, and then a year later, now you want to be coming through, right? Yeah. Recognize it all. It works both ways.
Absolutely.
It works both ways, because I ain't never got nothing from damn mayor. Yeah. So, and I've survived, and from the mayor to Madigan to whoever, they done all said, put them out.
Yeah.
And guess what? We still here with our people. So if you set it up, I would never embarrass you. I would never put you. I value your relationships. That's the thing that I think that a lot of times people don't understand.
Yeah.
I have for all my life been a relationship person. Now people be like, you're an asshole. However,
but
if my friend,
that is a
I will go to the end for you.
Yeah.
If I don't like you, I can walk past you and will not piss on you if you are on fire.
Yeah.
But if you are my team, I always got your best interest at hand, even if you don't recognize it. And so you can believe the hype. You can believe whatever. But just know.
No, I can vouch for that.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, y'all. It's my girl, Dawn, Booker Dawn in the building.
Can I come back next week?
You can come back next week.
Okay.
Now you got to be on, so I think you got to do Wednesday and Friday because you're going to be gone. Wednesday, Friday, because Ruthie will be back on Tuesday and Thursday.
Oh,
so you
cool.
do Wednesday and Friday. I know you out of town on Monday. And then we'll figure out the rest of it, how we going. Plus, we got to get you back on.
Oh,
you got to do your show. I see you got some interviews in the cans.
Yeah.
And all that good stuff.
Keep Presley ready to talk, too. It's a dirty game. That's a good book, bro.
Okay, so I'm going to have to send me the book. And also, real quick, you got anything you want to tell the people before you go?
I want to say I'm so happy. Good morning. Did I say good morning, Sunshine?
Yeah, you did, but go ahead.
Hey, y'all. I'll be back soon. Maze, I just want to say, again, I probably said it to you 8 times already, but I want to say thank you for believing that I could do something that I had no clue how to do.
Well, I want to thank you for coming in because the people be like, did you piss her off too?
Nah.
And I be like, damn, Joe.
It's all love. Even when we don't agree, it's love. This is me, brother. Yeah. Nah, I'll be back. I just want to do it right.
That is.
I just want to do it
That's
right.
all I want. And Riis around here trying to,
What is Riis
Riis firing people.
Ooh.
Reese around here talk about some, hey, Joe, if you ain't got
I love
50
you too.
live, if you ain't got 50 live, you going to have to buy this promotions package because I can't be up in here.
See, that's why I'm pre-produced. That's why we ain't going to worry about my live. We're going to do it because you know that I can get people that the average bear can't.
Look,
Right?
Reese around here.
As long as your views up, then we good.
I'm not doing live. If I do live, it'll be a pop-up. Can I have a pop-up party? Can I have a pop-up?
We have to talk about that.
Yeah,
Okay.
but when you post it, though, I got to make sure that your post that you did already got to do some good numbers.
I'm saying,
I ain't worried about you, Don.
I want you.
First of all, this the
produce
outlet.
it.
Check this
Right,
out.
I ain't
This
worried
the
about
outlet.
you. I ain't
Whatever
worried
you
about
want to do, you good.
Yeah, I
You
ain't
good.
worried
You
about
good. You good.
know what
You
I'm
just
saying?
good. You
That's
good.
what I said. I ain't worried about you.
Right. Right. We ain't worried
You're
about
fired.
you.
You running around here being the apprentice. You're fired.
Oh, no. He running around here like, no. Reese be like, is it money involved? He was like, just let me show you this promotion
Secure
package.
the bag.
Like, Reese be like, you sign up for the $500 package, but you going to
Good
sign up
for
for
him.
one of these packages because I'm not, Reese, I told Reese, I said, you got a job and you got to get up out of my pocket, right? So all the people that I got on the team, giving them an opportunity to be earners and say, you wanted to have a vision, you wanted to run a radio station, here go your radio station.
I like that.
Turn into an earner. Let me tell you. Reese out here trying to be an earner, man. I was like, people like, Reese said
like that. I see you got nephew over there working at the TP.
He trying to do something, everything. He think he a supermodel or something, man. Until you call, then he be like, I gotta go. I'll be like, hey, dog, wait. All right.
Hey, happy birthday. My Auntie Tina's birthday is today.
Hey, happy birthday, Auntie Tina. Oh, by the way.
And Chrissy, my niece.
And niece Chrissy. I saw a picture of Kaylee yesterday. I saw you posted. I was like, did we ever coordinate
the kids show?
The kids, but the
let's
kids
do
show.
it.
And
do you know that was the day she told me I was going to be her manager? She was 6.
Oh,
she was like, I'm going to be a star and you're going to be my manager.
And I was just, I was thinking, son.
You should.
I was thinking to my son, like, hey, son, you got a lot to offer, man. You better start.
Yeah.
Look, she come from a good pedigree. Y'all know I'm trying to. Now, I'm trying to get my son. I know she said she can't have no boyfriends, and I'm all good. But I got to work on my son because
he fine.
They be
he fine.
But them.
He walk like a ball
the
player,
ghost.
too.
Right, and he's short as hell. He be walking like straight. But the girl. They out there. The Beverly girls be like, so, hello, Maison. What are you?
They
right?
call him by his real
I'll be
name.
like, we sisters. Please help your brother.
Please.
Right? Carrie be like, what events are we going to? You better introduce this boy to some black girls.
Yeah. Otherwise,
Amen.
Look, emphasis on the other.
We don't want other wives or otherwise. All right, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. So, for Maze and Ruthie, Reese, Booker Dawn, Millhouse, sometimes Todd. I see Todd's looking at Todd with your looking ass. This is the Maze Jackson Show, where we ask the question every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to Senate. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steel on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let this give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. For Illinois gun laws giving minimal